the British night. Violate of blood again like witches spice. All people dead, that's Rodney Price. None of them no bad besides. All them do are rob me styles. And I disciple them. It's like I am the Christ. Well, obviously like me title must be hot. Them slaves to touch the crown. No gloves, no neck for that. Your life I gamble now. You want to let your back. We indestructible. No come with the cliff upstairs. To me defeat impossible. Undisputed champion. Heavyweight, world great. I the make Gaza celebrate. World boss run the place. Anything less I get erased. Champion, champion, champion. World great, Gaza celebrate. World boss run the place. Anything less I get erased.
That's how they do you out there, but it's cool though. You know what I'm saying?
Jealous from birth. Oh. Jealous from birth. Oh. Jealous from birth. Well, boss. All when them hide them girl, we are gonna find them girl anywhere.
Searching like Google, you feel angry. She says she gonna hold see you like he that got asked the tiny. My youth, your girl they right beside me. You're the dog now your girl that try to find me. Your girl they right beside me. Sex is alright, we exercising.
When them girl drop asleep, him a draw for the phone and I run through the call, them a call for me phone. Hello.
Charge you call for Simone.
Yeah, tell cuz say I 35 them charge for the phone. Man a real gal is now fi ask for the tune. She not have a welcome at me walk to the home. She tell me say the glass house I ask for the stone. She want borrow me, so she ask for the loan. All when me vex with that girl, she can't know when me fuck her up again. Me a teeth her sure. Say you can rub me one day, but you alright though. She say yeah, me say cool. She say alright you. Them boy they a trace girl on WhatsApp. I know we that. We not set up with self in a screenshot. Still they go and play gangster road when we a touch up your girl G-spot.
But we ain't about the trouble, man. It's because let them give trouble.
She says she gonna
Oh,
see you like he that got asked the tiny. My youth, your girl they right beside me. You're the dog now your girl that try to find me. Your girl they right beside me. Sex is alright, we exercising. Say she dep on her way.
Alright, man, let me hop into this right quick, son. Do my little thing. Nah, these niggas be hating like a motherfucker, bro. I can't even believe the way they be hating on a motherfucker. But it's cool, though. It's cool, though. Oh, nah, them gonna hit me again, bro. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. I'm wrapped up by a chain and a gun that run up on you. Fuck these niggas though. So
And go on the back.
Damn.
Alright, I'm getting black.
that's all these niggas do, son.
A message has been received.
Streaming world sucks so much.
Nah, my tag gonna pick for me, bro.
Stream their whole entire life.
That I'll do anything about y'all say.
What would they do if you couldn't walk around and have internet, bro?
Nigga, if it's a nice dog, bro, I'm gonna get a dog.
I'm out of the town for 2 weeks, so you about to take care of my kid.
What would they
Yeah, bro,
do?
I'm not gonna let your pet pass away, bro. I got you, king. Real shit, nigga. You my main fucking squeeze, cuz. The fuck, bro? Type of nigga, I'm not gonna just let your pet die and shit like that.
Oh, I should got turtle. You got him, sir? I'm calling you Bill Ray. I Bill see that? Bill Ray?
Oh my god, my foot actually hurt. I'm actually going to the hospital, dead ass. Which side?
Oh, she's dead.
I ain't like, I fuck with IRL, like, it was like outside, it's hot, like,
Outside
fuck the crib, gang.
Fuck the reacting and playing games and shit.
Yeah, bro, fuck that dirty ass crib,
What
bro.
Uzi say?
Go
Oh,
outside,
bro.
go outside. Yeah.
Why this nigga got extensions on his head, bro?
That's what Uzi say.
That's
Yeah, Uzi
crazy
did say
work.
that, chat. He said we should go outside, chat. Uzi did say that. Rakai walk like a monkey. Chat, I'm not playing with y'all niggas today, bro. Oh, shit, sorry, bro.
I got you.
What happened? What are you doing?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Internet service sucks. 397. They got 397 people watching this shit. That shit crazy, bro. That shit crazy. Price Cartel and Buju. That's how y'all living your life out there. I see. Ba-da-ba-da. Hip-hop rocks Coachella. Fuck yeah.
As far as clicking as an MC, and like you said, being very palatable with it, I think Damn's where you go. And he doesn't do all those, vocals.
We good. These niggas don't be knowing nothing about what they talking about. They just be talking just to talk. Yeah, feel me. Alright, man, let's do some reactions, though. I got some hidden things I could react to. I got some things I could react to. Let me see, recents. If I go to manage, I know I had a new one somewhere. These are not my recents. New folder. There be some weird shit going on, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Some real weird shit. Oh, man. Oh, headache. What's this about? Oh my god. Alright, I'm good. What else we got? See some. Yeah, them niggas chop my ass up for that shit. Yeah, some guy.
Kendrick, when he was rapping on stage, started singing Peekaboo in the X. Why? Because he's trying to say Drake killed X.
80 pointers like a Kobe game.
Where did he do it? The 30-yard line. 30-yard line. What's the Roman numeral? Roman numerals of 30 is X, X, X.
Also, he had 2 of Drake's X's, plus the X on stage.
Yeah.
X, X, X. What was Tentacion known for? Split hair, the black dreads, the blonde dreads.
Yeah.
If you notice the backup dancers,
Did they have that?
a split of black, and they also had red.
Oh my God.
When Kendrick opened, how did he look like rapping? He was like this.
He was crouched down, just like the XXL freestyle.
Freestyle,
Yeah.
We circulate through us. Everybody must be judged.
Fear will be plentiful, death will be bountiful. I will spend none of
Everyone thought Kendrick's chain, the small A, was for A minor. No, it's not. It's for PJ Lang. Kendrick's
That's his brand.
Who is Drake signed under? Sony. So it's PJ Lang versus Sony, the controller. That was like a double entendre.
Oh, shit.
When Kendrick was backstage after his performance, did you realize what he was wearing? He had a diamond binky, put it in his mouth, and he started dapping fans up.
Like a pacifier?
Yeah, like a pacifier, because
Oh,
like
as
that.
a baby.
Yeah,
as a
baby.
kid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Say Drake, I hate you like I'm young.
And he wore a t-shirt, keep those people away from me.
You know how in the back, when they had Game Over at the very end?
Yo, y'all too weird as shit, bro. Y'all sit there and really, god damn, dog, really? Yo, why y'all so weird, bro?
You're on camera already.
So?
Stop it then. Go
No, are you on it?
Yeah.
I can.
Hold that shit, bro.
You think you so fucking hard. You damn show off. I can't do that.
I wonder who would win. That's a good question. I wonder who would win if they both had the battle when I come through on the stand and got the horse and saddle. 2 lanes. Let's see what else we got, man. My archives is...
Now, this is 2 lanes turning left. Make sure no cars come up on you. You hug that island all the way with that steering tire. You can hug that island right to the curb. Right to the curb. Look, stay as far as you can. Keep out of that lane with the tractor. Get all the way over to your left. Stay over to your left. Stay over to your left. I want you to get in the left lane. Get in the... See the car turning left? Yep. We're turning left right there. So
we're turning left right there.
Because there's an island involved.
Because there's an island involved.
Out to the middle. You go right out to the middle. All right, now set up, stop. The cars are coming. Put it in third, and don't worry about shifting.
Okay.
Go toward this island right here.
Okay.
That's it. Start a slight turn. That's it. Now, go right over toward that curb over there, all the way over here.
All the way over here?
Yep, because you got to get around that
I'm going
island.
this way.
Yep, exactly. Now go like you want to, that beautiful. Go like you want to, stay over to the far right till you see those trailer wheels clear that island. They clear the island?
Yep.
You're good to go. Look at that, huh? Now, this is...
That nigga funny as shit. That's an instructor for you.
A Colorado boy only 14 years old when he shoots and kills a mother after a minor fender bender.
Ma'am, I'm gonna cut your seatbelt, okay? I'm Officer Lipper with the Denver Police Department, okay?
Just hours after shooting her in cold blood, he cries to his own mother at the police station.
I'm sorry, Mom.
Today's case takes us to Denver, Colorado, where on February 20th, 2021, 32-year-old Pamela Cabriales was on her way home from dinner with a friend. According to local TV station KUSA, Pamela's family says she was extremely giving, passionate, and loving. They describe her as a social butterfly who was always there if you needed her. Pamela worked as a real estate agent, and she was also a mother to her 6-year-old son, Leo.
That champagne, no?
This part does.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy.
In pictures and in videos, Pamela seems happy and full of life. But all of that changed 4 years ago this month. Pamela was behind the wheel of her Range Rover, driving along Interstate 25 that goes right through Denver. When she stopped at a red light at an intersection of I-25 and Colfax, shots rang out. We now know the person shooting was then 14-year-old Remy Cordova. Cordova was in the passenger seat of
That's crazy work, bro. 14? That's crazy work.
Another car that was driven by this guy named Nishan Johnson. Cordova had thought that the car had been tapped by Pamela's in a small fender bender. And according to court docs, he said, quote, "Can I bust on them?" Johnson then replied, "Do what you gotta do. That's on you." According to KUSA, Cordova got out of the car with an AR-15 and fired 15 to 20 shots into Pamela's Range Rover. Witnesses on the scene say at first they didn't even know what was happening.
Then I heard pop, 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 pop. And at first it didn't register what was happening until the cars in the 2 lanes next to me started going. And then I realized, I said, oh shit, something's happening, and I ducked down and several more happened. And I pulled next to the car, barely got a glance. It looked as though the window was either rolled down or shot out, but I believe that the window was out. I didn't look at the windshield or see inside the vehicle. And then the car that was in front of them sped off. I went behind them, but pretty far back because they went pretty quickly, and got off on Federal. So they went straight and I got off on Federal, and I didn't obviously see what occurred because the car was obstructing my view. So I didn't know at the time if the shots came from the car in front or inside the vehicle. But that's what I saw.
That's Jaden Aarons, who was driving home from an appointment at the time of the shooting.
You said you heard multiple pops. You went pop, pop, pop,
Yeah.
pop. How many of those do you think you heard the first time?
I'm
in your
gonna
estimation?
call it 5 to 7 perhaps.
Okay, and then you said you ducked down and heard several more pops. How many more do you think you heard?
Perhaps 3.
Okay.
You said
And
okay.
the break in between the two was a second or 2.
Okay.
That it paused.
Sure.
Wasn't very long.
And you never saw anybody get in or out of any vehicles?
No.
Okay.
I, in my mind, thought it was fireworks or something.
Sure.
And just wasn't paying attention.
When you go around the car you're in front of, why do you go around the car?
Because the other 2 cars did it, and I felt like I was in danger, and I heard the shots coming, and I was ducking down, and I thought maybe they were going to hit me. I was scared to go that way because, again, I didn't know if they were coming from that vehicle, but I couldn't go any other way. So
This may seem like a really dumb question. If you can articulate it more, why did you feel you were in danger? Tell me more about that.
because I recognized the sound of gunshots, and I thought perhaps one was going to hit me.
Were you scared?
Not really until after, because it didn't really register. It was definitely like weird. So I was like, my awareness was heightened, but it still didn't register.
Tell me more about why you duck.
Because I thought I was going to get shot.
Okay.
All right, I know you're multitasking when you're watching our videos. And if you're out running errands,
Hey, you gonna behave yourself.
And I'm in a Ford Edge, so I say it's a pretty big car. He was about like 5'6", 5'7", and that's when I noticed that he had a gun. So my first instinct when I heard it was to get down just in case if they started shooting towards me. I did not physically see the weapon.
Okay.
I seen the light from when you shoot the gun, and you have the light and the sound.
Okay.
So that's what I heard. I heard the toof, toof, toof.
So the light, like the muzzle flash, we call it. It's like the fire, like when you
fire
fireworks,
yeah.
or you fire a gun and
yeah,
and it comes out. Those gases escape. And what color was that you saw?
When I looked over, the first time I heard it, I got goosebumps. So I looked over, and I just remember seeing white. So.
Okay, but you saw the muzzle flash.
Yeah.
Is what we call it. Or
yeah, the muzzle flash.
Coming out. How many times do you think you saw flashes?
About 6 times.
Okay. Did you hear the person that got out from the right front passenger seat of that car? Did you hear him say anything?
No.
Did you hear them yell anything?
No, not really. I didn't hear anything at all because my music was, I had my music loud because I'm a big fan of music, and I had my music going, and then that's when I heard the first gunshot go off, and I look over, and then I just see the light, like the white, whatever you guys call it, and then that's when I got on my arm.
Y'all give me a second, I'm coming, man.
But when I was driving away, I noticed one in the rear mirror focus head out, like look back.
Tell me more about that.
So I was going, because my first instinct was to get away because I was scared.
Okay.
So I was going, and then I was trying to get away quickly as possible. And I look in the rear mirror, and I see the Range Rover in there. And I look in, and I see the Honda coming. And I just see a head go like this. But it had a hoodie on, so.
Okay, and was that from the front area of the car or the rear area of the car? So from the passenger side or driver's side?
Driver's side. It was a black hoodie.
Okay. So it came from the driver?
Yeah, the driver's side.
So put an arrow in red the direction he shoots at. And this sounds silly, but what lead you to believe he was shooting in the direction of that car?
Well, cause when he started shooting, I noticed that the light from when he shot it was going backwards.
Okay.
So I was like, all right. So that I ducked down, and that's when I lifted up my head just to take a peek, and
that's crazy though. You busting people with an AR-15 is nuts. That don't make no sense right there. No sense at all. Yeah, I gotta organize my shit better, bro, because I'm realizing a lot of this stuff. Let me check it out. Let me see what I got though.
What happens to your body if you eat nothing for 3 days? At 6 to 10 hours, most of the carbohydrates from your last meal have been digested and used by your body as fuel. As a response, your pancreas will secrete glucagon, a hormone that causes glucose from your liver and muscles to be released. Your hunger hormones, like ghrelin, will rise as well, making you feel hungry. At 10 to 16 hours, your pituitary gland will boost your growth hormone, which will help delay muscle loss much longer than most people think. At 16 to 24 hours, your body will become more reliant on burning body fat for energy. Even crazier, a process called autophagy will kick in, which can clear out damaged proteins, bacteria, and even cancer cells. At 24 to 30 hours, your body will run out of glycogen and start totally running on your fat stores for energy, while reducing protein breakdown rates to maintain muscle. At 36 to 48 hours, autophagy skyrockets by up to 300%, and mental benefits like improvements in mood and alertness will take place. At 72 hours, autophagy maintains an all-time high for true healing takes place. However, at this point, maintaining muscle might become an issue. Save and share this to stay healthy in 2025.
Yeah, it's crazy work, bro. It's body work right there.
Little Dookie Booty, go on and get in the camera. Yeah, this is for Keisha, because you clearly ain't learned your lesson the first time. Tell her what the I said.
How you gonna call your man Donkey? Yo, y'all niggas nowadays crazy, bro. I wish you would.
Little Dookie Booty, go on and get in the camera. Yeah, this is for Keisha, because you clearly ain't learned your lesson the first time. Tell her what the I said. Louder.
I can't you no more.
Because what?
You messing up my family.
Now.
How can someone pretend that they didn't know what was going on with her, and all this time they knew what the heck was going on? Like, you must have played it out real good for thinking nobody was gonna come out and do nothing.
We didn't see any signs, no signals. It wasn't like she was coming around us with black eyes or anything like that. So there was none of that.
Making the murder a shock.
It is definitely a betrayal.
You ever scroll through TikTok and see those couples who seem too perfect? Take Winter Straw. On the outside, her relationship looked fun, even sweet. But behind the scenes...
Yeah, I keep it 1,000 with you, bro. 2025, ain't no such thing as a relationship. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, that shit ended in probably like 2008. If we ain't locked in by 2008, everything that happened after that, trust me, bro, ain't no such thing as real. What?
It was full of control, manipulation, and violence, until it ended in murder. Then there's Jessica Edwards. She was a new mom trying to find her balance, but instead of support, she faced resentment that turned into something much worse. And Kayana and Ronald Burns, a TikTok-famous power couple who built a whole brand on success and family values. But behind the scenes, their marriage was falling apart under financial pressure, emotional turmoil, and ultimately, a shocking murder-suicide. 3 couples, 3 relationships that played out in front of millions, and 3 stories that prove couple goals aren't always what they seem.
It's crazy. Why they all gotta be black, though, you see? Tough work. Tough work. Tough, 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 tough. That shit tough. Tough, 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 guys. Tough.
This is the story of TikTok couples that were so toxic, they killed each other.
This incident started at about 6 o'clock on Sunday night near the 700 block of Mallet Hill Road.
Winter Straw was just 25 years old, a bright and bubbly young woman with dreams that stretched beyond TikTok. She had a devoted family and a passion for helping people. Because of her passion for helping people, she decided to become a lawyer.
She was a good friend, good sister, great daughter. All around just a good person, a rising star.
A rising star. If you met her, you loved her. And if you never met her, you wished you had.
And her mother said she was planning to go to law school.
But while she worked towards that, she became an influencer who had a growing presence on TikTok. She shared dance videos, beauty tips, and snapshots of her seemingly picture-perfect relationship with Renardo Johnson.
Who was interested first? Who said I love you first? Who's more protective? Who cleans more? Who eats the most? Who spends the most money? Who is most likely to start an argument? Who falls asleep first? Who is more annoying? Who loves the hardest?
But behind the filters and the viral clips, their love was anything but healthy, and eventually, those dreams she had were cut short by the same man who claimed to love her.
There's no warning signs, you know, which is the hard part about it.
She was just a beautiful spirit that, you know, didn't deserve nothing.
Winter met Renardo when she was just a teenager. Their relationship was intense from the start, full of passion, but also constant fighting. According to Winter's friends, Winter often posted cryptic messages about love and heartbreak, but they didn't fully understand what was going on behind the scenes because in front of the camera, Winter's boyfriend, Renardo Johnson, seemed like the perfect partner. He seemed devoted to his wife, even to the point of hoping online to tell other girls that were in his DMs to back off because they were messing with with his family.
Little Dookie Booty, go on and get in the camera.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is for Keisha, because you clearly ain't learned your lesson the first time. Tell her what the I said. Louder.
I can't with you no more.
Because what?
You messing up my family.
Now.
But that was just an act, and those closest to Winter began to see red flags. Small, barely noticeable at first, but they were there. Renardo was possessive. He hated the attention Winter got online. As her TikTok following grew, so did his paranoia. He would check her phone, question her about messages, and guilt trip her into spending less time online. But her
shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired. It's very dangerous what's going on right there, ladies and gentlemen.
family saw none of this because Winter kept it hidden.
We didn't see any signs, no signals. It wasn't like she was coming around us with black eyes or anything like that. So there was none of that.
Making the murder a shock.
It is definitely a betrayal.
As Renardo became more and more obsessed with controlling Winter, their fans on TikTok began to notice the toxic pattern in their relationship and started commenting that Winter needed to leave him for her own safety. But in response, Winter and Renardo made a TikTok making fun of the people who were trying to advise her to stay away from him.
I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still alive.
That's crazy, the things we do nowadays, bro. I'm just learning. I'm learning now. I'm dumb.
I'm still alive. I'm still alive.
But behind the scenes, Renardo was getting even more paranoid, accusing Winter of encouraging the men in her comments section by posting videos they could thirst over. Winter, of course, didn't see it that way. TikTok was her job. It was what put food on the table. So to her, she was just doing her job. One night, after an explosive argument over a TikTok post, Renardo snapped. Winter had posted a TikTok hinting at a breakup, a video that would be her last. Renardo, in a fit of rage, confronted her. Neighbors reported hearing screaming and crashing sounds, but when police arrived, they found Winter lifeless, her life extinguished in minutes.
This was not a spur of the moment thing. The young man, it was premeditated. He thought about his actions and he carried them out.
Renardo had attempted to take his own life afterward, but survived. He later confessed that he couldn't bear the thought of Winter leaving him, saying if he couldn't have her, no one could.
Because this man looked me in my eyes all the time. And whenever I would talk to him, I'd say, I'm giving you my child, a wholehearted, bubbly personality, and that's how I want to get her back.
Winter's mother was devastated, shattered, betrayed by the man she had once welcomed into her home, a man who promised her he would return her daughter to her exactly as he'd met, laughing and happy.
And he always assured me he would never do anything to hurt my child.
She says Winter's death.
Man, things like that is never a guarantee, bro. Relationships are really, she should know better, especially as a mother. Come on now.
Has given the family a new purpose.
We want to make it clear, real clear. Domestic violence is not a joke.
Instead, she came home in a body bag. Winter's death hit her family hard. They were a close-knit family who couldn't understand how they could have missed that she was suffering and needed their help.
When people think of Winter, I want them to think of just a sweet, innocent girl who was out here trying to make her mom proud, make her family proud, and just to do what she loved most. I'm the baby of my family, and so she was my little sister, and so it just hurt me so bad because I wish I was there for her. I wish I was right down the street. I just wish she would have called.
Her death was yet another reminder of how toxic love can be deadly, and her family was determined to make sure it wasn't in vain.
It's not something that we should take lightly. For those of you that are posting on Facebook and doing all that unnecessary stuff, I don't care what a person does to you. You don't have the right to take her life. You don't have the right to put your hands on nobody.
Tuesday was the anniversary of the night Winter was lost to another case of domestic violence in this state. Her co-workers wanted to use that day to bring light to the love she shared instead.
And Winter wasn't the only one who believed she was safe. Jessica Edwards thought she was too.
This is a shame that these girls and these babies and these kids, these mothers, we have to grieve because somebody decided They wanted to take God into their hands. It's just too much. It's too much.
That's crazy work. She just said some real shit just now.
Friends and family are still searching for a missing mother from South Windsor. They gathered at Hartford at Riverside Park today to continue looking for Jessica Edwards. It's been a week since the 30-year-old was last seen by her family.
Jessica Edwards was the kind of person who lit up a room. If you knew her, you loved her. If you didn't, you probably wished you did. Jessica graduated from East Hartford High School in 2009, then went on to Eastern Connecticut State University, where she earned her bachelor's degree in English. But she didn't stop there. She had a heart for helping people, so she got her master's in social work from Simmons College in Boston. And that still wasn't enough. She wanted to work in healthcare, so she went back to school to get a degree in respiratory care at Manchester Community College. She was literally days away from graduating, but she never got to walk across that stage. Somewhere along the way, Jessica met Taj Hutchinson. He was 8 years younger than her, just 22 at the time of her death. It's unclear exactly how they met, but at some point, things got serious. They got married, had a baby, and started a life together. Now, to the outside world, they looked like your average young couple, balancing work, school, and parenthood. But behind closed doors, it was a different story.
South Windsor police are working with state and federal authorities to try to track her down.
I'll be meeting with the town manager and the police chief tomorrow, and we're going to look at all the resources that we have to try to help in this effort to bring Jessica home safely.
On May 10th, 2021, Jessica vanished.
If you know anything about Jessica's whereabouts, call police.
Her husband, Taj, went on social media and played the role of the worried husband. He posted emotional messages like,
"It's another lonely and worrisome night without you, my love. Son, and I miss you so much. I don't have an appetite to eat or sleep knowing that you aren't here with me. Every time I came home, you were always there taking care of our beautiful son that we created. Whenever I was down, you always lifted me up. I've never even been so many days without you. My heart is broken right now, shattered, and my emotions all mixed up. Please, 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 wherever you are, come back safely."
He wanted people to believe that Jessica had just walked away, that she left her baby, her family, and her entire life behind.
"I love you and need you so much, and our son worries about you too. I feel like he barely wants to eat. Please, I love you so much."
But her
I
family...
ain't even gonna lie, bro. That's probably one of the hardest things to do, bro. How do you kill somebody and then you gotta sit there in front, bro? Like, yo, bro. That's something you might as well just give it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. You got that's one of the hardest things I could think somebody could do, bro. Real work.
They weren't buying it. Something wasn't right.
New documents just released on the death of Jessica Edwards. Today, her husband will head to court charged in her death.
Turns out, Jessica had argued with Taj the night before Mother's Day. It was over a gift, a pair of guinea pigs that Taj had bought for her.
In the arrest warrant, it states the day before Mother's Day, Hutchinson bought Edwards guinea pigs as a gift and she was angry about it. On Mother's Day, their argument led to a physical confrontation.
Now, was she upset because she hated guinea pigs? Maybe. But what really mattered was how that argument escalated. By the next morning, the fight turned physical.
According to police, he said he pushed her, which caused her ear to bleed. The next day, on Monday morning, according to the warrant, their arguing continued, and this time, she said Edwards hit him in the head with a laptop, grabbed a kitchen knife, and he pinned her to the ground.
Jessica fought back. She hit him with a laptop. She grabbed a knife. She was defending herself. But Taj was bigger and stronger. He pinned her to the ground, kneeling on her neck and back, just like what happened to George Floyd. She struggled. She tried to breathe.
Why you had to throw that in there, though? That's crazy, man.
And then she stopped moving.
And eventually, she stopped moving and died. Later that same day, Edward's sister went to Hutchinson's home on Cinnamon Springs Road in South Windsor. Police say she told them she saw in the trunk of his Jeep what appeared to be a blanket covering a body.
Taj left her there, lying on the floor, for hours while their 7-month-old baby was in the house. Then, he wrapped her body in a blanket, put her in the trunk of his Jeep, and drove her to a remote wooded area in East Hartford, where he dumped her like trash. And while everyone was searching for Jessica, crying, posting her face all over social media, Taj was out here acting like nothing happened. Even when Jessica's sister showed up at his house demanding answers, he played dumb until she saw something inside his trunk.
As she demanded him to open up the trunk, Hutchinson sped off. She also told police she found divorce papers filled out by Edwards but was never filed.
It was a body, wrapped up. She screamed at him to open the trunk, but Taj panicked. He sped off before she could do anything.
In the documents, he went on to say he drove to a random GPS location and dragged the body to a wooded area, which is where Edwards was eventually found on Friday by Driver Road in East Hartford.
And that's when police really started looking at him.
How can someone pretend that they didn't know what was going on with her, and all this time they knew what the heck was going on? Like, you must have played it out real good for thinking nobody was going to come out and do nothing.
Taj's story kept changing. First, he said Jessica had left with friends. Then, he said she got aggressive and he was just defending himself.
Jessica Edwards was first discovered missing May 10th. Her husband, 22-year-old Taj Hutchinson, initially claimed she got into a car that morning with friends and never returned. Police doubted that story and searched areas in South Windsor, Manchester, and East Hartford, finally finding her body in a wooded East Hartford area May 21st. Hutchinson was arrested that evening.
Jessica's body was found 11 days later, and Taj was arrested. He was charged with manslaughter at first, but the truth was clear. He murdered his wife, and after months of investigation, his charge was upgraded to murder.
He later confessed to having a physical altercation that led to Edwards' death. Now, after months of investigation, the initial charge of manslaughter has been upgraded to murder.
Jessica's mother was heartbroken.
No one should have to go through something like this. Nobody should.
And let's not forget, Jessica and Taji's child lost both parents that day. One to murder, the other to prison.
Well, I was happy. I was elated. Finally, something has been, we feel like something has been done, something is being done.
I think that should have been the charge from the beginning. So I believe they gathered enough evidence just to make sure that their case was going to be solid.
In November 2024, Taji stood before a judge and received his sentence, 27 years in prison. For some, it was justice. For others, it wasn't nearly enough. Because the truth is, Jessica should still be here. She should be raising her son, building her career.
Man, those new relationships nowadays, man, it's just not the way to go. It's just not the way to go, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Times is different, bro. Times is different. Times is different.
For me, even when I think about if Olivia Miles would have stayed in the draft, I think Seattle would have still been like, because of what Dominique Malunga has the potential to be, an absolute matchup nightmare. Her size, her mobility, the athleticism, she is truly one of the best available. I think it would be hard to pass her up either way.
All right, let's find out who the number 2 pick is in this 2025 WNBA draft. Back to the podium to Kathy Engelbert.
With the second pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, the Seattle Storm select Dominique Malunga from France.
Dominique Malunga.
Well, Dominique Malunga, 6'6", with incredible skill. Cannot wait to see her talent here in the WNBA, and she goes to a proud, historic franchise in Seattle that has a legacy of success.
Yeah, Seattle certainly knows how to cheer on great players and support greatness, and Dominique Malunga has the potential to be one of the greatest with what she is starting with. Think of her floor, 6'6", athletic, versatile. She can dunk effortlessly, and when you think about her adding strength, adding power, adding explosiveness, she, to me, has the highest ceiling of these draft picks because of what she is able to become. An absolute matchup nightmare. Seattle got a good one.
And I'm just going to tell people at home who have not watched highlights of this young woman play, sit back, take a breath, and enjoy what you are about to see in this highlight package. And she is 6'6" and long and plays so well in space. She can come off flare screens and drain threes. Drea, you mentioned that she can dunk the basketball. She can drive from the high post and score. You see a little turnaround fadeaway on one leg. This young woman has guard skills, incredible length. You see her facing up as well. Her best days are ahead of her. She can be a menace on the defensive end as well. But Seattle, you are getting a good one.
She's played professionally over in France, averaged a double-double this past season. She played in the Olympics, represented Team France alongside Gabby Williams, who's also in Seattle. So there are a lot of connective pieces for Malunga here.
She cannot buy herself legally a glass of wine in Seattle. This is a young woman who has an incredibly high ceiling.
And you can understand why that draft room is so excited to have her. And Dominique is with Holly.
I think the drinking age is younger in Europe. I'm not sure on that, but I think it's going to be okay, Rebecca. Congratulations, felicitation. You are just the 5th player from France to be selected in the first round of the WNBA. What does that mean to you to represent your country and yourself and your family who are here tonight?
Thank you so much. It's amazing to me because I come for a long journey. My family is here. They're witnesses for all the work that I put in to be here today. And I'm so happy to represent France, but not only France, Cameroon, Congo. You can see the flag on my table. I'm a multicultural person. I have a lot of people behind me, and I'm so proud to be here and to represent all of them. Shout out to my club, Lyon, my former club, Tarbes in France, French national team, and all the persons that support me from today.
I was lucky. I got to see you play in Paris at the Olympics for the French national team. You were the youngest player on that team. At 19 years old, how will you transition to the WNBA well?
I mean, I will work very hard to fit in this league because I know that it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard, but I'm ready to work.
Félicitations. Bienvenue à la WNBA.
Bienvenue à la WNBA. She said,
congratulations to Dominique, also getting Holly to flex her
Elena
French here in the first round.
Love her.
Meanwhile, Washington about to be on the clock with the number 3 overall pick, Elena Delle Donne, the legend, just recently announcing her retirement. A 2-time MVP, was the 2nd pick back in the 2013 draft, a 7-time All-Star. She is the only 50, 40, 90 player we have ever had in the WNBA, something maybe Paige Beckers challenges at some point, tonight's number 1 overall pick. But this is one of the all-time greats. And you watch Elena Delle Donne play, and it was hard not to just be amazed by her ability.
Versatility, when you think about a player that shows versatility, her size, her skill. We just talked about Dominique Malunga, right? Obviously at 6'6". Elena Delle Donne, not exactly 6'6", but versatility, guard skills, her size. Elena Delle Donne really gave a great example of now what we're seeing from so many players.
And you bring up the efficiency with Paige Beckers because she is probably the best chance we have to be the next 50, 40, 90 player in the WNBA. And to see that from a 6'4" talent like Elena Delle Donne, we're going to miss watching her play.
All right, so from one Mystics legend to now this new era for the Mystics where they're going to have 3 of the first 6 picks. Last year, lost their first 12 games, played better at the end. They've made changes at general manager, head coach, heading into this season. And they have pick 3, pick 4, pick 6 as we set the table here for this first of their 3 picks, number 3 overall. What are you looking at, Rebecca? Because now things get quite interesting in this first round.
Well, it's interesting that you use the phrase set the table because a GM told me the Mystics are setting the table for the rest of the first round because they have 3 of the next 4 picks. And what's really interesting, when you're trying to look at what their proposed starting lineup is going to be, those 3 are easy, and then you don't know who their guards are going to be. You want to be selected by the Washington Mystics early in this draft because not only have a great chance to make the team, there's a couple starting spots available.
All right, well, the pick is in. Time to find out who Washington will take with the 3rd overall pick. Back to the podium to the commissioner, Cathy Engelbert.
With the 3rd pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, the Washington Mystics select Sonia Citron, University of Notre Dame.
Okay. I'll take it.
Drea, I know talking to you earlier, you felt like Sonia Citron could absolutely be the fit for Washington at 3rd overall.
Well, when you talk about a player that Washington just lost to Chicago in Ariel Atkins, what is Ariel Atkins? A 3-and-D type of player, a two-way threat. That is Sonia Citron. Sonia Citron is an all-around player. She affects every area of the game. It's not just her points, it's her defensive activity, it's her ability to guard multiple positions on that end of the floor, her decision-making, her high basketball IQ for a young Washington team. And I know Sonia Citron is a rookie, but she plays the game so smart.
I mean, this is a young woman who is 6'1". She brings size, length, is a sneaky good defender, range out to 3. She's able to make big shots. We saw that one in her game against NC State earlier this year. She's really good baseline cuts, getting to the rim. She reminds me kind of a Rebecca Allen type player. That size, who can make threes, who can defend you as well. Another player who has a really strong upside for Washington.
Salute to Sonia Citron.
Just skyrocketed this season from not too far away in Westchester. Sonia Citron is with Holly Rowe.
Well, she is the pride of Eastchester and Westchester. You're a New York girl. What is it like for you to have this moment not far from where you grew up playing basketball?
Yeah, I mean, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I think what makes it so special is that I get to do it in front of my friends and family since I am from here. So, I mean, I wouldn't be here without them. So, I mean, I'm just happy I get to share this moment with them.
William, Yolanda, your boyfriend Maris is here. For the record, you got drafted higher than he did in the NFL, so shout out to the girls. I know they've all poured into you and made you such a special player. What are you grateful for?
Yeah, I mean, just grateful
I'll be
for
back,
all their
y'all. I gotta
support,
do
all
something.
the time that they invested into me. I mean, my family, my friends, my coaches, they believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, and I just, again, I wouldn't be here without them. So.
Okay, very quick. Coach Ivy, these are the words she said about you. Glue, poise, scoring threat all 3 levels, jack of all trades, best on-ball defender, and that is a team that included Hannah Hidalgo. You really can do everything. How can you do that in the W?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep working hard, keep trying to get better, and I mean, I have amazing women to learn from in the league. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep trying to play both sides of the ball, and just be myself.
Great off the ball, too. You're going to be great. Thank you
so much.
Congratulations to Sonia, and for those interested in New York geography, Eastchester is in Westchester. Taking a look at the best available prospects now at pick 4 for Washington. There's a lot of talent there to choose from here with this next pick.
Well, this is why when I've talked to some GMs and head coaches, I've been told that they have a backup plan for their backup plan's backup plan, because no one knows where Washington is going to go with their picks. If they talk about a player that has a high ceiling in Kiki Iriafen with her versatility, she's had some comparisons to Asia Wilson, or the relentlessness of Anissa Morrow, the true point guard skills of Georgia Amore. What does Washington prioritize here?
Or the scoring of Isaiah James. Right. You know, there's multiple ways they can go, and that's good because they have 2 of the next 3 picks.
Well, we're going to find out who that second first-rounder for Washington is. The 4th overall pick is in. Right back to the podium comes the commissioner, Kathy Engelberg.
With the 4th pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, the Washington Mystics select Okikiola Iriafen, University of Southern California.
Well, there you go. Kiki Iriafen goes 4th overall. So you get the versatile guard. Now you get the versatile post. Lindsey Gottlieb, her coach, soaking it all in. And one thing we've seen from Kiki as well, she has had some of her best performances on the biggest stage. You think about 41 in the 2nd round last year, 36 in the Sweet 16 this year. This is a really talented player.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, she's got great size, build for her position. She's an exciting athlete. She improved tremendously, Ryan, over the course of her college career, first at Stanford and then at USC. She's a really good rim runner, is terrific in space, facing the basket, has a shot out to 17 feet, can drive and finish inside, and we've seen her also dabble at times, stepping out outside the three-point line. A really good free throw shooter, so you expect her to have the potential to add the 3 to her game at the pro level.
So Sonia Citron goes 3rd, Kiki goes 4th, and she is with Holly Rowe.
You said you're so excited. You have no words right now, but I hope you have some for us. This journey, you told me a little earlier, has not been exactly what you envisioned. What are you proud of the way you've handled the journey and the ups and downs that have come with it?
I've just been resilient. There's been a lot in my last season, and I just trusted the process. I'm a woman of faith, so I just trust in God. I was very prayerful, and so I'm getting a little nervous.
Okay, that's okay.
But I'm just super grateful to be here, and I give all the glory to God.
You really did. You really did have to reinvent yourself at times throughout your college career, and at every moment you've been able to shine. I know you're shining brighter than ever. You wanted to talk about your dress tonight. We don't always do that with everyone, but it was important to you, right?
Yes, I wanted to look good. I wanted to feel good. This dress was designed by a Nigerian designer, Nneka Alexander, and I just wanted to show off my culture on this big stage.
I know your family's in the audience, and they are also showing.
Oh, they cut his stream. Why, bro? Yeah, getting out of order, man. They probably cut my shit too. Yeah, they don't cut that boy's stream, bro. That's fucked up. It's hella fucked up. Y'all be doing too much, bro. It's not that serious. They cut his stream. That means this shit. Yeah.
Old soul. I think she's a lot older than 23 from a mature standpoint. So it seems that someone that has gone through the trials and tribulations, someone that has had a lot of favor in her life, but has gone through the fire for that favor. And she is grounded in her faith, in her family, in her core group, in her circle. And I think when kids have that figured out at a young age, just makes your next part a little bit easier. So I'm really happy. I'm glad to hear her interview. I love hearing Paige talk. And she just gives you a very human way of human perspective on all things, including the game of basketball. So she gives testament to her teammates, which I think makes her a great franchise player. Is that she knows that she wouldn't be anywhere without her teammates along the way too.
Well, I love about Paige. I love that answer because I guess the thing that comes to mind is Paige gets it. Like she just understands not only how to talk to the media, but she gets this whole concept of where she fits in the bigger picture, and she's able to articulate that so well.
Yeah.
But then coming into a league like the WNBA, it is a progressive league, and you're able to speak your mind, and you're able to be at the forefront, and you are the perfect person to talk to that about and be able to be an advocate for that. So I also feel like, yes, she's coming into the league because she has earned it, and she is a fantastic player, but she also gets it from the off-the-court side as well. And we need more people like Paige in this league.
We need more allies like Paige, and we love that. And we do have allies. I think Kelsey Plum has always been an ally as well. I think there's other people that have stepped up when we've needed them too. So, but Paige is definitely one of them real ones.
I love it. I cannot wait to see her play. All right, so let's get out some grades. We got to put our teacher hats back on.
Okay.
Just
Let's
this one,
do
just
it. Let me
Kiki.
take my-
Or no,
take it
Sonia
all.
too, right? Yeah, we got to
We
do
gotta go
the
Sonia.
Mystics trades. Who?
Sonya
What's
is
your
an
grade?
A. Sonya is an A. I'm
Are
not
you
gonna
giving
lie. I
A's,
thought
A
they could.
minuses, A pluses?
Oh no, I'm giving just an A. If it's a minus or a plus, I'll give it attached. But let me tell you why I gave Kiki a little B, okay? I love Kiki. I told you she could have gone second. I just think that there could have been a guard picked in this fourth spot as well to to build their army of guards on that team that is very thin and has been thin since the 8 years I played there, right? But also, yeah, I do think that Kiki could have been another starter on another team in a different organization. So I give it a little bit of a B because I think that, I think they could have gone with a guard. That's no knock to Kiki because I'm happy for her. And I think she should have been picked.
Don't be
within the
hating.
top 3. But I hope that DC is everything that she
That
wants
trade
it to
was
be for her.
interesting, though. That's kind of crazy, that trade they made.
I agree. Well, I'm going A for Sonia Citron. I'm going B plus for Kiki.
Okay, I
because
was going with do the plus.
Yes, I think it's a B plus because you kind of can't not pick her. So I get the pick, but I agree that she's like, dang, I could have been a starter. I'm gonna be a rotation player when I could have
Imagine
probably
she got
gone
picked
somewhere
for the
else.
Valkyrie. Yeah, like
Yes.
imagine.
Well,
Just one
speaking
more
of the
pick lower.
Valkyries, let's go to their pick
who you
because
got?
their pick is in, and the Valkyries select
The
Yusei
Valkyries.
Yukaite, and she is from Lithuania.
I'm glad you
She's
said
also
that, man.
playing
She
in
probably
France.
really knows
Freaking Valkyries,
I
bro.
don't know if I'm saying it right. That was my try. Yusei Yukaite. That's my guess.
Born in
That is my
DC.
guess.
Okay.
Yes, she was born in the United States.
States.
Went to Lithuania. She is
Okay, big guard.
Smooth. She's smooth with the
Ooh, I
time.
like that.
I
Is she a
want-
lefty?
Yes, she's a lefty.
Ain't
Yes.
she the
I love a lefty
lefty?
shooter.
You gotta love a lefty
Yes.
shooter. Are
Shout out
you
to my
crazy?
Ariel Atkins, Tiffany Hayes, all y'all shit look pretty.
She a little lanky on the side. She got
That's
some
what it
hips,
is.
though.
Maybe that's what it is. Just her being a lefty makes it just extra smooth, but she has the
just looks
shot. She has a
pretty.
handle. Balls on a
I like
string.
that.
She's only 19.
And can pass
She's
the
been playing-
ball.
I don't know about the ball being
She's
on
been
the
playing
string.
pro since she was 13 years old and in the Euro League since 14. So you talk about this transition. She's been playing against the Duana Bonners and the Bree Jones in the Euro League for years. So I think that's going to make a smoother transition. But I don't think anybody really had her this high, going number 5 to the Valkyries. So what do you think about the
Valkyries.
Valkyries kind of going off the path a little bit?
Connecticut's got 7 and
Yeah,
8.
I mean, honestly, I'm a huge fan of Natalie, Coach Natalie. I'm
Chicago
excited
got
to
2
see what
picks
she
too.
does. I
I'm
knew they were
very
gonna
interested
pick
to
her.
see what they're gonna do.
I'm excited to see what she does.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the Indiana Fever. Holy crap! They not even in the top 12. Is she that good, Caitlin Clark? Hey, yo, shots fired!
To the Georgia 8 More news real quick. Coming in
Georgia.
at number 6.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
you know what? When I left DC 8 years ago, I knew it was in good hands. Okay, or when I left it 3 years ago, I knew it was in good hands. But when you have another point guard that you are just a fan of, and that has been me of Georgia, she's such a high IQ player.
Sauce.
She is tough
Sauce.
as shit. She is just like a dog.
And
on
she
both
had
ends of the floor,
stuff like the
too.
pose.
I know she's only 5'5", but she's
It don't
6 foot
matter.
at heart, and I love that. But yeah,
Okay, I'm already a
DC needed
fan.
another point guard. Brittany Sykes is more than capable of leading the charge at the 1, but her role is like Enrique, right? They're scorers. They're natural scorers. So you want them to be in that.
I'm already a
mode
fan.
most
I
of the
will be
game,
doing
and I
my
think Georgia
research.
gives her that chance to get off the ball and to do what she does. And we can see it. Georgia's a scoring point guard, but she can also run an offense. So
Holy crap, 19.6 points a game? Shooting 42. I'm sorry. Yo, bro. When I get off of here, I'm going to research this girl. Are you serious? At her height, she's averaging 2.3 rebounds, bro. 1.0. I mean, I wish I could flip the 2.3. I wish it could go on the steals, but hey, yo, 33.6% from the 3-ball, 42 from the field, 6 point. That's tough for her height, man.
I think this is big for DC, who really truly needed a point guard more
real,
than anything
bro.
to just solidify and again knock Slim over into that 2 spot so she can go get a bucket.
I'll put you in my notes. She
Is that
is
a
going
man
to
doubling down on coaching staff?
Oh my God.
big news, big news, big news.
God, it is. EDD is classic.
Della Dawn on the coaching staff, y'all. Stop playing with it, yo. Shots fired. Oh, that's tough.
And everything, Tosh. She look official.
I know. That's what's up. Okay, the Mystics. Okay.
Well, if EDD had anything to do, I
Breaking
understand why
news.
Georgia Amar was this pick. What's your grade for this? Because you gave Washington a
Plus,
B.
plus, 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 plus. A
A
plus, plus,
I
plus,
love
plus. I'm
A
sorry,
plus.
that's
And
moves.
she's dressed in honor. Yeah. Oh, look at how proud her parents are.
That is
Don't get
so
me crying.
cute. And Russell Westbrook is there because she's wearing Honor the Gift, and he styled her for this evening. She
Russell
looks
Westbrook
great.
styled her.
She is a straight up baller. And now,
Hold on,
I
man.
don't know, the Mystics
I gotta
are
pull this
turning
up
into-
on my other
Virginia Tech.
screen, man. Hold on.
Yes.
man.
That's within spitting distance.
That's true. That's true. She's gonna bring a lot of that fan base over. But they have her at 5'6". That is
No,
generous.
she's a problem.
My height.
Yo, bro, I'm telling y'all, I know ball. I'm telling you, I'm not asking you. At her height, with the stats that they just put up, I don't give a damn what nobody tell me, bro. Caitlin Clark better look out for this young lady right here.
But so.
I also give this an A. I think this is a great pick for the Mystics. I had Georgia Amor going
19.6
as a
points a
steal
game, bro.
to the Sparks a little bit later.
At probably
but it does
like
not
5'4",
surprise me that she
5'5".
is this high because they needed it, and she is a scoring point guard, and she's gonna be able to do that. Woo! Okay, that was exciting. I love Georgia Amor. Let's go to Taylor Rooks, who is with Dominique Malonga, the number 2
for
pick
that
in
one. Salute, bro. Mystics gonna look alright this.
On an absolute dream
Hey,
come
hey,
true.
hey,
It
hey.
was such a
Hold on,
beautiful
hold on,
moment
hold
there
on,
with your
hold on, hold on.
family. What emotions went into those hugs and
Hold on,
embraces
y'all.
that you gave them?
A
I don't know
lot
what
of
to do.
emotion
I don't know what
because,
to
as
do.
I said,
I don't want
it
to
was a
cut my
long journey
stream. I didn't think
to
she was gonna
arrive
be
here.
doing this.
I was born
Hold
in
on.
Cameroon, raised there,
How do I do
moving to France, a lot of movement. My mom, she worked a lot. My dad too, like a lot of things. So it's really an accomplishment to be here today and to bring my family here to like
wrong
show
button.
them that I
No,
really
no.
achieved something for real and a big thing, and that's what it's all about. Sorry.
And I mean, it's a huge thing. You know, I heard you when you were saying to Holly Rowe, you were talking about how you were
know
going
how
to
to
work
turn
hard,
on.
but I mean, you were already so dominant down low. I mean, you can shoot the 3, you can finish around the rim. Just how dangerous will your versatility be in the W?
All right, I gotta take the risk, but
If I can bring that to the league, this versatility, that's really what I want to do. Because that's how I impact the game, and that's what I want to do. Like, I want to let my mark. I really want to impact the game, and so I know that my versatility will help my defense too. Like all the things that I can bring, I will bring it in the W.
And of course, gotta say, you were the first French woman to dunk in a game. You said you want to dunk in the W. What's that dunk gonna look like?
I don't know yet, but beautiful it can be. It will, I hope.
Hey, it's coming. We'll be watching. Congratulations. Enjoy your night.
How adorable is she? I love Dominique Malonga. She says she gonna throw it down. I believe her, and it's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be pretty. Okay, the next pick is in Connecticut with the 7th overall pick. It's Anissa Morrow
I'm so
coming from
confused.
LSU. You said she's going to be a 3 in this league. I agree because that undersized, she is a very undersized post. She was in college, so I think in the W it's like very undersized. But at those rebounds, she gonna clean them up.
Okay, she's strong though, and she plays really, really hard. And that's something that I really loved about her from
my
early
shit
this year. You
froze.
just kind of saw her took over for LSU. Whether she's undersized or not, she was going to go get a bucket. She was going to go get a board. She was going to protect and guard their best offensive player on the other end. I just think that her motor is so high. She's just another tough-nosed kid, very much like Angel in that mindset of, I'm just going to go get it. And I don't care who's in my way or who I see. But obviously, you see she can expand. She can score from a multitude of ways. I think this is a really good pickup for Connecticut, a team and an organization that is really looking to rebuild in this next year or so.
Absolutely. And the same thing that we said about Angel when she was coming in is that effort will translate. It doesn't matter height. It doesn't matter anything.
Guys, man.
Shooting percentage is nice, but that effort
What's your heart
is
guy?
always going to be there. Yeah.
You got heart.
And that, woo.
Yeah, She got heart for sure.
She really, really does. What do you think is her ceiling at the next level? Because she's showed a little bit in the tournament that she could shoot the three too. She was letting it rain from there.
She can. I've always been a big player on. I don't like creating ceilings for other players or expectations. I kind of just like. I know it sounds simple and dumb, but just seeing what people do. Because I think when you try to box people into certain players or certain ways, you also negate them from actually growing. I've had it happen to me multiple times in my career of being boxed into this immature player or this young player that still is trying to grow a game. Once you grow out of that, man, you got to be allowed to grow and have the freedom to grow. So I'm excited. There's no ceiling for any of these girls. Whatever their dream, whatever their aspirations, whatever their goals are going to be, I'm really about it's just, are you going to do it or you not? Is you going to put up or you going to shut up? That's how I feel. But, yeah, no ceiling. She's going to be great, though, man.
I love it. I totally respect that, and I think she is going to have what a great team to go to too. She's going to have the opportunity to grow and play through her mistakes and be able to really get after it. All right, grading time. What you got?
Who knows? Maybe they'll bring Emma in at some point because they do have her Belgium coach. So we ain't forget that. We also did not forget.
We all have that in our back pocket because that would be so good.
Okay,
Emma, where you at?
We didn't forget what y'all was trying to do over there. Okay, grade. I give it an A. I give it an A. I think they needed a dog. I think they needed someone to kind of get into people and really shake shit up. So I think she's the perfect person for that.
I think so too. I'm going A. It was best available. It was an opportunity for her to grow and for Connecticut to be able to add a dog, like you said, and Anissa Morrow. And I can't wait for her to play against Angel Reese because there's not going to be any rebounds left for anyone else.
What?
So that is going
I'm just
to
going to
be
watch
really
him
fun.
jump. I'm just going to watch him jump.
Don't even jump for it.
Y'all got it.
Y'all got it. Go for it. Okay, next pick is in also to the Connecticut Sun. They go with Sanaya Rivers for that 8th pick out of NC State, 6'1".
Another point. 6'1",
I really
small
like
forward.
this. I don't think a lot of people had her this high in mock drafts, but what do you think about this?
I love Sanaya, man. When you're talking about like a basketball body type, this is who you want. This is 6'1". This is can get a bucket. This is can defend you full court. This is has so much potential, right? I said that about ceilings, but so much potential to be great at the next level and transition to the next level. So I'm excited for this pick. I'm excited that she kind of gets to go to an organization that is in the process of rebuilding. Because she and Anissa kind of get to make it their own as well with Marina. So I think they're trying to put pieces around Marina that will also help when you're adding slashers and big bodies. That's going to leave Marina open on the three-point line. You got Tina Charles, who in her own right is going to be a Hall of Famer one day for what she's been able to do in her career. So this is really great. You have Lindsay Allen, a solid point guard, one of my favorite solid point guards that doesn't get talked enough about. So they're piecing it together. They're piecing it together little by little. But I love this pickup, and it's another hungry dog. And you can see, man, their families are getting me. I'm like, stop paying into their parents.
I know. That's the part of draft night that always
Dang,
gets
the
me.
niece's grandmama up there. I'm like, dang. Oh, my chest.
When you talk about her journey, like she's talked about it, being at South Carolina for a season or two and being like, okay, I think there's still more for me to give. She transfers to NC State. People question that decision. She still was able to show that she is pro ready. You talked about her body, her length. I just feel like she is a pro. Like she is going to thrive on that level. And like you said, to Connecticut, we're going to give our grades right now. Sanaya Rivers, Anissa Morrow, Marina Mabry, they're going to be able to move some things around. Emma Miesemann, if you're listening, you can add a little bit to here. I like it. I like it. My grade for this is also, I'm going to give it, no, I'm going to give it an A. I'm an easy grader. I'm sorry. I was going to give it a B+. I was going to give it a B+.
See,
only because I was thinking Van Lith. But Sanaya Rivers getting drafted over Van Lith is very interesting, and I don't think anyone had guessed.
But I think Haley has done a really good job, right? From the transfer from LSU to TCU, that was a lot of shit. Even that last game, I think that she was put in a terrible position as a kid and was meant to deal with it kind of on her own mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And that's really tough in that realm when all these spotlights and how bad social media has been on us as players as of late. So for her to bounce back, take TCU to its first championship, right? Like that is walking in your own path, your own journey. And so for this next part of her journey, I want her to be in with a solid point guard, with a solid player that can show her the ropes and really just take her under her wing. She's great. She's going to translate. It's going to probably take a little bit of time, as it does every player, right? I want people to think back to a Kelsey Plum and how it almost took her about 3 years to kind of just get her feet to where a space where she was like, okay, yeah, I'm that person. I'm not saying it's going to take Haley that long. I'm just saying that I would really like her to be loved on during this time because I think it would just really expedite her growth process and help her adjust a lot quicker.
I love that, but you're not getting out of a grade here, so you got to give us a grade.
Oh, yeah. I'm still giving Connecticut an A, bro. Jordan said that's great and all. Shut the hell up and grade it. My bad.
I love it. Okay. A's. I love it. Okay. It was borderline B+ / A for me. A's across the board. This is a great draft so far. We're going to go to Taylor Rooks, who is with the number 3 overall pick, Sonia Citrone out of Notre Dame. Here's Taylor.
Congratulations to you. Go ahead. How do you want to see you? We're getting her live reaction to her new teammate, Kiki. So as we see, Mystics stack it up. How will you help them win now?
Yeah, I mean, I think I bring a lot of hustle. I bring a lot of heart. I'm able to play both sides of the ball, and I'm just ready to learn and grow and just keep getting better.
You, of course, are known as an elite 3-and-D player. We heard your coach saying all the things you bring to the court. But what parts of your game do you think are overlooked that will grow even more as a professional?
I think that I'm great at running in transition, and I'm a great off-ball player. I'm really good at cutting and just reading my point guards and, just getting places that I can get open and cut, get an open layup, all that.
How do you want your time in the league to add to just the outstanding legacy of guards?
You ain't got the basketball lingo on lock, baby.
I think we were looking at a graphic earlier, and it had all the accomplishments, accolades of all the Notre Dame guards that were before me. And if I can do half of what they did, I think I would be happy. I mean, they're amazing, and I think that's great that I can learn from them. That network, that relationship is always open, to just learn from them.
I love that.
Yeah.
Last one for you. You were so unwavering. In the big moments, you were never moved. Where does that just unshakable nature come from?
Yeah, honestly, I've always been like that, so I don't really know, but I think a lot of it came from my dad because he's like that, and I think now it's just my faith. I think God just keeps me stable and steady, and I know that He has a plan for me, and as long as I trust in that, I'm going to be good, and He's going to get me right. So just believing in that.
Well, it's led you to a beautiful night tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you so
for your
much.
Time.
Yo, salute to the God reference. You heard me?
Ah, that is so special. Sonia
Wolverine.
Citron coming out of Guard University. She talked about it. I mean, a long legacy of Notre Dame guards being able to make that, not only the transition to the W, but thrive here. But she fits into that very well. I think she's going to be a great pro.
I think she's going to be a great pro, too. I really didn't get put on to her. I'm going to put that out there. I didn't get put on to her until this season. And when she was, right, steady as could be for Notre Dame all season long. If you needed a bucket, you would call on her. If you needed a stop, you would call on her. And you could just see that the game had definitely slowed down for her. That's something that I noticed. It just looked like she was like the puppet master out there at all times. And when you see that comfort level, seriously, when you see that comfort level over a player, you just know that they kind of have it. They understand it. They understand the pace and management of games. And I think that's special to have.
And how is that to be so even-keeled? Because she talked about it a little bit, but that was always something that broadcasters brought up when you talked about the game. She would show up in big-time moments because she never looked shook. Like, she was always so calm, so confident. How important is that?
I think it's really important to have like an even keel guard. Speaking from personal experience, I tend
Sonia
to be more of
Citron.
a fire player, more of a passionate player, and trying to dive into that water has been such a big part and big piece of my growth as well, because people really do respond. And I think the biggest thing when you're being looked to as a player for just solidity, that is it. When you can be just even keeled, you can never go too high, never go too low. But you know you could just be depended on in all facets of the game. And I think that's what Sonia brings to the court, to whatever team or organization that she will play for in her career. I think that is said to be true.
I agree. Okay, the pick is in for the LA Sparks. They have that number 9 pick. I'm nervous now. I feel like we're all over the map. Who are they going
I don't even know. I'm like, don't even ask me. Oh,
don't even ask me.
Sarah
First of all,
Ashley Barker from Alabama, 6 foot. She also had an outfit change. This is cute.
Yeah.
Holy wow! I am surprised by this.
You know that movie Cheaper by the Dozen, Sarah Ashley Barker. That sounds like that name should be in Cheaper by the Dozen. But I love her. Are you surprised by this? I think she's tough. I think she's a little bit of an underdog. I think that she gives your favorite players buckets every single night, whoever your favorite player on any team. I think we saw, especially during that Maryland game, how tough she truly is, her ability to take over, her ability to be dependent on for big moments. And yeah, I like this pick. I think she's a little tough guard. Look at her. Just getting the bucket.
look at her. Look at her doing what she do. No,
And
she's
she's a
strong.
fiery
First
player
off,
too. I like that.
Yeah. I think opposite of what we were talking about, even killed. She gets after it and she wants to win. She wants to win. You never doubt that. Also, I saw her in person. Her arms, she is ridiculously cut. Like, she is strong.
Yeah.
She is strong.
But these
She's gonna
babies
be
out here been lifting. There's been drafts before where I'm like, okay, you're gonna need that adjustment in the weight room. This one, no, them babies been lifting.
Okay,
We
what
like
is
that.
your grade for this pick? Because I'm thinking LA
you gonna give it a B?
Sparks. I was gonna give it a B. I am gonna give it a B only because this is no diss to Sarah Ashley.
No diss.
But
Sarah Ashley Barker,
I love a 3 name. I love a 3 name. I don't know if I would have picked this for the Sparks on what they particularly need, but maybe it was because I was still I wanted Georgia Amore to play for Lynn Roberts. Like I wanted that so bad. So maybe I didn't even think of a different option. But I'm giving it a B. Yeah.
All right.
What you got?
I'm gonna give it a B plus with the potential to be an A because I think that she could be a sleeper on a lot of people. I think that a lot of people are thinking similarly to you, but I do think that she is a tough ass player. I think that she adds a versatility to that team. I think she adds another defender to that team and a bigger defender. Um, I agree. Why I give it a B plus is because I also thought that they could have used. I know everyone loves, and Kelsey gonna kill me on this too. I'm gonna place a wager on our assist this year between me and Plum because she told me she gonna have more assists than me, and I said you must be out your mind because you were shooting too. So I would have definitely chosen another. I mean, you have Lexi Brown that can step in, or Lexi, they actually traded her. So no, I would have taken the.
Yeah,
I would have taken
she's not there.
I would have taken another primary ball handler. You need it. You got Rakia, she's young. You got Ray, she's young. I definitely would have taken a point guard in this draft.
I agree. That is why it is B. Now we're talking about it. It might be a C. It might be a C for me.
You might kill me, Kelsey. I'm just saying. Like Christy Tolliver. Christy loved to say she was a point guard too, but I used to say, move your ass over to the 2 and go shoot your shots, okay? You can bring it up whenever you want to too. But when it comes to running this offense, I got us. That ball got to move.
I got us. The ball got to move.
That ball got to move.
Might stick a little with Plum.
Move.
Okay. So we gave our grades here. I need to recoup. I need to think about this some more. But while we're doing that, Taylor Rooks was with Kiki Iriafen, the 4th overall pick in the WNBA draft.
All right, Kiki, first off, a moment for the dress, okay? You look amazing. In 20 years, when people look at a photo of you on this draft, what story do you want your dress selection to tell?
I wanted to just show a proud Nigerian who works hard, who's resilient, relentless, and has style. But I feel like this dress is just a culmination of just showing my pride.
I love that. You know, your head coach, Lindsay Gottlieb, has said, she's talked about the joy that you bring to the game. What level of joy has the game brought you?
Everything, truly. I feel like I play my best when I'm joyful. I think my teammates help me become joyful and, just play with a lot of energy and kind of bring that youth to the game. So, yeah, I feel like joy is my superpower, and that's something like my coaches always say.
Yeah. How do you use your emotions to be a better basketball player out there on the court, and even the way that you're embracing them right now?
I think I am an emotional person, but it's about, regulating them, not getting too high, not getting too low, and that's something that I've had to work throughout my whole career. But I think emotions are good as long as you know how to use them.
For sure. You have had to take on different roles throughout your college career at Stanford, at USC. How have you learned to constantly adapt and elevate?
Honestly, just practice, trial and error, but really just keeping the main thing. I understand what my goals are. I want to be a winner, and so doing whatever it takes. Sometimes it might look different on certain teams, but just winning at the end of the day.
Yeah, really exciting night for the Mystics. Just spoke to your new teammate, Sonia. What kind of basketball are y'all going to play in Washington?
Fast. We're going to be a youthful team, so I'm excited for that. A lot of energy, and I'm excited to be her teammate and not her competitor anymore.
You're like, I like it on this side a little bit more. Do you like the idea of the Mystics building and just being a part of that?
I think it's just such an honor to be a part of a vision.
Yeah.
And I thank the Mystics for having so much confidence and belief in me. I'm going to work my tail off for this team. But I think it's super, super special to be a part of something building.
I love that. Well, Kiki, you are a vision. Congratulations on tonight.
Thank you so much.
She is a vision. That gold, whew, it looks so good.
You want stupid young queen? You want a stupid young queen? Everybody gonna ask about that dress, and they're gonna have to talk about your Nigerian heritage. So I love that.
I love that. And she used the same designer as Chiney Agumuke's wedding dress designer. So shout outs. The fashion was first and foremost.
Did that.
Love it. Love it.
Okay.
All right. The number 10 pick is in from the Chicago Sky, Asia Savica. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm rolling with.
I'm so happy it's your job and not mine. I can't wait to learn their actual names. It's going to be my first thing to
Me
ask.
too. Me
Yeah.
too. I hope I am not butchering it, but I love all of these international players, and she is from Slovenia, 6'3", power forward. I love this. She is, some people are saying, a sleeper. She was one of those in the talks with international play. But how do you like this pick going to Chicago?
I love it, and I'll tell you why. I got the pleasure of playing with Emma Miesemann for a few years of my DC career, and I won a championship with Emma Miesemann, being the sixth player off the bench and coming into a championship game to where we literally just threw the ball to her the last 5 minutes, and that was our MVP. So when I tell you the sleepers from overseas, I see it. She is 6'6", right?
She is, I believe so.
And I think she's like 6'5", 6'6". She can shoot the ball from a distance, and her release is so beyond quick. She can finish around the rim. What I'll be interested to see is, can she defend that same position? That's all. That's all that I would ask. But I love this pick for Chicago. I think it also benefits Angel. I think what was sometimes hard with Angel and Camilla in there at the same time is you have two players that want to play with their backs to the basket, and they're on the block. So sometimes they actually crowd themselves within their offense. But with Tyler there, I know he's going to have a more open concept offense. I think that this pick gives them the ability to extend at that 4 position and make you commit to guarding at the 3-point line and giving Camilla and Angel the inside presence that they want and that they need to be successful. So I love this pick. I think it really extends that 4 position that they've been desperate to extend since Emma left, since Candace left. Yeah, I think this is a good pick for them.
I like it. Okay, what's your grade? As we even look at the proposed starters, because you got to remember, Courtney Vandersloot, Ariel Atkins are now there. They weren't there last year. I think that adds more to this team. But what's your grade for this pick to go with those players?
I give this I'm going to give it a B+, because I really do want to see if my girl can defend from the 4 position, because that's the hardest position to guard in our league. You're talking about a Stewie. I know everyone loves to call Asia a 5. I think she's a really mobile, versatile 4. That's my argument. She can just defend 5s, but that's a really tough position within our league in itself. So I'm going to give it a B+. What you giving it, Jordan?
I'm going to give it a... God, B-. I'll go B-. Here.
Okay, why you doing minus?
I know I'm adding a little. You know, I gotta add a little something. Gotta add a little something.
You know, you're a little 12th grader over there. You definitely would have failed me out of school. Okay.
No, I'm trying to.
I'm that badass in the back of class.
No. I give everyone an A for effort and participation.
Dang.
But I think Chicago needed a shooter, so I think this definitely checks off that box. They did need somebody to shoot, especially when you have someone inside to get all those rebounds.
Okay, what you talking about, Ariel Atkins? You forgot about AA? That's a shooter.
I know. That's why they got her. That's why they got her.
That's my dog.
I love me some Ariel Atkins. I think this is great.
Okay.
I'm just interested. I don't know. Am I too team Hailey Van Lith? My dad just texted me too. When is Hailey Van Lith coming off the board? I also felt like Hailey Van Lith would have been great here too. So that's my score. But anyway,
they do have the back-to-back. They do have the back-to-back.
They do. They traded for it. So we are going to talk about who their next pick is. But first, we're going to toss it to Taylor, who is with Georgia Amore, another guard. Let's see if they do it. But first, Taylor.
All right, Georgia. First, congratulations.
Thank you.
You first started playing basketball after watching your cousin play, and you wanted to do everything that she did.
Mm-hmm.
Did you believe that moment would lead you to tonight?
No,
Honestly, I think I started having a little bit of league realizations maybe my junior year. But in saying that, every single step I've taken has put me in the best position. So I think when it came up, I was ready to take that further step.
And just for everyone to understand is how legendary Georgia is. You joined Caitlin Clark and Sabrina Ionescu as the only players in D1 women's history with 2,300 points and 800 assists. What makes your offensive game so special?
Just my brain. I think, it's no secret I'm on the shorter side. So having to use my brain and my abilities in different ways, I've had to study the game like I studied for a test in college. So, I think, it's my passion, my joy, and my brain.
And I know people, the critics, maybe keep talking about your size. But what should everybody know about just how big Georgia Amoore is?
I got the biggest heart, the biggest brain, and sometimes you can't count that, right? It's nothing you can size unless you take it out of me, literally. But that's what I pride myself in.
Yes, beautiful night for you. And I read an article where you said that you need to be better at reminding yourself about your hard work and the moments you should be proud.
Yeah.
And I hope that you take tonight to soak in this accomplishment. Congratulations,
I
Georgia.
will. Thank you very much.
Georgia said her brain. And I love that so much, especially as a point guard. She said, my brain is what sets me apart. You saw her at Kentucky. She followed Kenny Brooks from Virginia Tech, and she was in those huddles drawing plays just as much as he was. So how much is that so important to have as a point guard? Just be a heady player.
Yeah, it's what's going to set her apart. Your IQ as a point guard, to be able to be an extension of the coach and understanding game schemes, game management, when to get players touches, having a feel for when it's your time to go to. But really, more than anything, her leadership is just going to truly set her apart in DC, and it's going to be welcomed with a good group of women in that locker room as well. So I'm excited. That move from her with Coach Brooks, who happens to be one of my favorite college coaches, I just think he does a really good job of meeting his players with where they are. I don't believe in the college realm. I think too often coaches feel like you have to break players down to build them up. And I think Coach Brooks does a good job of meeting them with where they are and pouring into them. And I think their relationship has been really cool, and I think it's going to help her so much in that next step, in the next evolution in the W of just her mindset. And I know you're hyped right now.
Can you see? I'm excited.
You're hyped right now. I know you're hyped. Go ahead, girl. Go do it.
Okay, so Hailey Van Lith, 11th pick to Chicago. I did not, if you would have asked me yesterday, did not think I would be. Oh, shout out. A future, I don't know what to call them, wags, but he is excited.
Is it a wag?
I don't know what we're going to call it. Habs, husbands and boyfriends.
Yeah, like
of players. We love this.
Habs, maybe.
I like this pick. Again, Chicago traded for this pick. This was with the Minnesota Lynx before today, right? Was that today or yesterday? The last minute trade to be able to get this pick. They pick Hailey Van Lith coming out of TCU. Tosh, you talked about it earlier. Last season, the last game of last season for her at LSU was a real tough watch. And it felt like she was out there on an island trying to guard Caitlin Clark. But she has been able to, and she talked about it, find her joy in the game again. And she came out and led TCU to their best season in program history. And she was also putting up some points, too, while she was doing it.
She was. No, I told you earlier, I'm so happy for her. That's a tough battle to battle mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually as a player, right? Like, we want to go out and give our best efforts every single night. And some nights we're going to have it, some nights we're not. That's just the name of the game. But there's never truly a grace and an understanding when you are at this level of elite play. And I think that was really hard. But then the rewarding factor of going through the mud, going through the fire, and coming out on top with God's favor is a huge testament to continue to follow his path and his journey set out for our lives and our careers. And I am really happy that she also talks about her mental health, because I think it's not something that athletes typically talk about a lot. And especially, right, like our top athletes in the collegiate play, W play, So for her to be able to be vulnerable in that moment, I think is a lot of strength to other kids going through some of the same things too.
Yes, we talked about it with Paige, an ally coming in, her being a voice for mental health is going to be huge. And I hope her platform even grows now that she is at this WNBA level to be able to talk about it more. I am so excited about this.
What better point guard to learn from than Sloot? What I tell you?
What? I love this. Okay, let's go to grades because that's why this is an A for me, because she is going to learn from Courtney Vandersloot in a system that Vandersloot has really built. Like, she went away, she won a championship with the Liberty, but now she's back and she's going to be able to say, all right, I'm back. Let me get back to what I've been doing in Chicago. And Van Lith is just going to follow her around. She should be her shadow. She should not, Sloot should not go anywhere without Van Lith just right behind her. I love this. So it's an A. It's an A for me.
Ah, there go my cute little face. Shit.
Oh, look at you. Oh my God. That's freaking, we're going to talk about it, Taj, but that is a stacked. What's your grade? What's your grade? Then we got to talk about it.
I give Chicago an A. I think they got exactly what they needed in those 2 picks of extending the floor with a versatile big and also another shooting point guard that can come in and run that second group. But Haley's going to be surrounded by a lot of good people too, so I'm excited for that. Angel gets a really good vet point guard that's going to help her be great, even greater in pick and roll offense. So I think that's a good A.
Ooh, I like it. A, especially Haley Van Lith. I have covered her on 3x3 side. That is going to be so great with her in a, quarter court working with Angel and even Camilla. That's going to be amazing. All right. Pick is in as we round out the first round. Isaiah James from NC State. That was so cute. A handshake with her moms. Going to Dallas, 5'10" guard. Isaiah James is flat out a bucket getter, and Dallas is just saying, we're going to score all of the points. That's what I got from this pick.
Dallas
what do you think?
Going to be a fast team. They're going to be a fast team. They're going to be a versatile team. They're going to be a team that probably picks up over the half-court line. This is a good kind of reboot and recharge to a Dallas organization that has needed just really solid players on both ends of the floor to surround Arike. So I love this pick. I'm surprised she went this late because she is super solid. She can score in a multitude of ways and she can defend. So I was definitely surprised that she went 10th, but hey, go make your name felt that they should have picked you 9 times before that.
Oh, yeah. And would you put her as, she's so smooth. Also a lefty, right? Also a lefty. That's another way that it just makes her look even more pristine. Would you put her as a point guard, or would she kind of be coming in for Arike at that maybe 2 spot?
If you want me to be honest, I think a lot of players, it's just like the NFL too, right? You might play your college career as a quarterback, but when you get to the NFL, that's not the position that you're going to play. So I think in a lot of realms, players that either fluctuate between that 1 and 2 players. Some players are like, I don't like to be a 1. Boy, you're going to be a 1 in the league. I think when they sub Arike out, it will be more so giving Paige her chance to go and be off the ball. And I think that she would come in and be a solid 1 to allow her to do that.
Okay, I love that. All right, as we look at the first round, this draft board, we're going to be able to reflect before we go to the second round. But first, let's chat with Anissa Morrow, who is with Taylor Rooks, the 7th pick going to Connecticut.
All right, Anissa, you said that with all of the work that you put in, this moment would feel like a sense of relief. What are the waves of emotion that you feel right now?
I tried to hold it in. I'm very emotional. I might cry a little bit later. But I'm just extremely happy. Like, sometimes I feel like I don't give myself enough grace. And the work that I've put in over the years and what I've been through and what I've pushed through, I feel like a lot of people, if they knew that story, which we're going to show that story eventually, they would literally look at me as a different person. And I know what I've been through, and I will continue to push through. So that hard work of rolling my sleeves up every day and being so tough, it's Chicago's own.
Yeah. In those moments where you were thinking about what you've been through, what is coming, what are you telling yourself?
To stay in the moment, honestly. Feel like when you think about the stuff in the past, yes, it motivates you, but still be a little bit curious about the future, but also stay in that moment and enjoy it.
Well, speaking of enjoying it, you are one of just 2 players in D1 history with more than 100 double-doubles. What story does that stat tell just about how consistently dominant you can be?
Yes. It's hard to come in day and day out and be able to do the things that I do every night. It takes sacrifice, it takes discipline, and I feel like that's exactly what it shows. You have to be as disciplined as you can to come out and average 20 and almost 15 rebounds a game. Especially when teams throw anything that they possibly can at you. You have to develop your game throughout the season as well. You can't just be like, I'm averaging 20 and 15 and that's okay. You can't get complacent as well.
You, of course, will have a big role with the Sun. How do you feel like your fast pace of play will fit in Connecticut?
I feel like it would play good. Honestly, they're going to push the ball. I'm going to be able to get a lot of transition, stay on them boards, and be able to run down the court.
Yeah. You, of course, your head coach, Kaneki, mentioned this too, but it's so clear that there are things that are fueling you, that you feel like you got to go out there and show them who you are. Who are you?
Yes, I'm a dog. That's how it is at the end of the day. I roll up my sleeves, I get the job done, and I stay focused at the task at hand. I know what I want to accomplish, and I set my goals before every game and also every practice.
Yes, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Can't wait to watch you.
Thank you.
She said, I'm a dog, Tosh. I love it. She seems so confident. And when we talk about effort, when we say that discipline, that effort is going to transition, she just seems like she knows it. And she's like, yeah, put me wherever. Doesn't matter where I go, what team, I know what I can do. And that is contagious too, right?
Yeah. I think that's just the ultimate competitor. I feel that myself. It don't matter what task you put in front of me. I'm going to go do it, and I'm a dog. And you can say that confidently because you know it's fact. Every time you show up on the court, you do this, this, and this, and you can hang your hat on that every single night. And I think one thing that she can hang her hat on every single night is being that dog that she talks about. So I love it. I love the confidence. I love how she speaks about herself. I love how she advocates for herself. Because she's not a player that often got talked about as well. And you're talking about someone that was averaging a double-double. So I'm glad that she's advocating. Sometimes you have to for yourself, and that's just the name of the game. But Connecticut's getting a dog, and that's exactly what they needed.
I'm excited for her. That interview just made me love her even more. And that confidence is going to take her really far because you kind of, especially as a rook, you got to come in a little confident to know that you're going to be able to do it. Okay, let's look at that full first round picture because we are through the 2025 WNBA draft first round. Were there any surprises here from you?
I was obviously surprised by a few of the picks, but Haley going that late definitely surprised me, especially with all that she was able to accomplish at TCU this season and kind of getting her league back for last season. Kiki definitely surprised me to the Mystics. I definitely thought they were going to go 2 guards. Mostly guards, but yeah, I think that's who I would say. Who surprised you? Oh, Sarah. Sarah surprised the both of us. I forgot.
Yes, that surprised me for sure. For sure. I thought Sarah was going to go early second round. I love you, Sarah girl. But I did not see you going to a Sparks team that I felt like needed a point guard. I love you. You dropped a 45 piece in the tournament against Maryland. And we talk about too draft stock rising in the tournament. Everybody was put on notice of Sarah Ashley Barker.
She understood the assignment.
Understood the assignment. I think one player who I'm surprised did not go first round was Cheyenne Sellers out of Maryland. That was a player that a low first round pick a lot of people had in mind. So I'm curious to see where she falls. And I also just want to say too, just if you get that invite, Ooh, that would not be bad.
They need a backup.
They do need a backup. Okay.
They
I
need a
like that for
backup.
Cheyenne. I like that.
And
But we talk about it all the time. It's not about when you go, it's about where you go. So if she goes to a Vegas team, they could definitely use her. Isn't that true? It's not about your number order, it's about where you land.
I'm a second round 15th draft pick of the 2015 draft. I'm a player that wasn't supposed to be in the league, a mid-major kid that has had a beautiful 10-year career, one in which she won a championship, multiple in which she was all defensive team. So it don't matter where you get picked. It just matters what you believe in yourself. And I know for her, she's a tough kid. And I see a lot of myself in her because people count you out. They'll say that you're not good enough. They'll say that you're not big enough, strong enough, that you can score enough, that you can defend well enough. I think she's going to be the sleeper of the second round and a kid that makes a name for herself. Just focus. And I love that.
Yeah. We will see where she lands, but the 13th pick is in, and it's Aaliyah Nye out of Alabama.
Okay.
6-footer. She didn't even have a table. She was kind of in the back of the room. And Vegas, per usual, getting a sleeper pick to add to their already deep and their depth that they have. But a shooter for sure, Tosh.
A shooter for sure. 6 foot, we love it. They needed another shooting guard. Honestly, I thought they were going to go with a bigger four. I ain't going to hold you. I think Asia needed an extender. I think a lot of times, too, that it can crowd her. And if you don't have a four that can extend and be a commitment to the defense, it puts a lot more pressure on her. But adding shooting does the same thing. So we love a versatile guard. Obviously, Becky has a plan to her madness, and I'm a huge fan of Becky. I forgot to say that when we were talking about Georgia. Everyone keep talking about her hype, but they be forgetting about Becky.
That's true.
That girl was running this league crazy for years. At what, 5'2"?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was able to get those shots off, those threes off just the same.
Yeah,
but looking
just the
here
same.
at Aaliyah Nye, a shooter. It just had it up on the screen. 113 3-pointers. She was shooting 42% for three, which is 10th in D1 history. I mean, one thing about Vegas is a lot of people talked about Kelsey Plum not being on the team anymore. Did their shooting from the outside kind of go down? So to be able to have someone maybe to come in when you need a shot and just to know your role, right? Like, I'm here to shoot. And this team is stacked. So if you just need a shooter, that's what I can do. And that also just relieves a little bit.
It's the best thing ever. I did it when I was in DC. I'm about to do it this year. When you gotta guard the top 4 players on the other team, you be leaving with you be help side. So I'm just staying here and this is my job. This is my job. I like that.
That's perfect. And I'm sure Becky and this system in Las Vegas is going to be able to get her acclimated. She's going to an organization that has the facilities, that has the superstar power. So I'm excited to see how that gets mixed in and how she does in training camp. But before we go on to Dallas's next pick, we have Sanaya Rivers, who is with Taylor Rooks.
Oh my goodness, Sanaya, congratulations. I asked how you're feeling. You said better now. Walk me through those emotions.
I don't know. You're just sitting there. You don't really know when you're going to be called. Obviously, people put ideas into your head, but just have the sense of relief that I'm finally on, have the opportunity to be a part of the team. So just feels amazing. I saw my dog and Issa getting drafted before. Man, we've been lit all weekend, so just the fact that we have the chance to play together is just amazing.
Yeah, because what is it like to really see this team being built in this moment and what you're going to be a part of in Connecticut?
A lot of people get nervous when they see, all the starters leaving. I dealt with that at NC State. Our whole starting roster left. Next thing you know, who's at the Final Four. So, don't sleep. Don't sleep. We got something coming, for sure.
I love that.
Absolutely.
And speaking of that, you helped completely rejuvenate the NC State basketball program. How will you be remembered in Raleigh?
I hope legendary. You know, I come from a small city, Wilmington, North Carolina. You don't see a lot of young girls coming out in the position that I'm in. So you don't really see anybody coming out of Wilmington like that for real. You got Michael Jordan and you got Tamara Young, but I'm just excited to be another great to be added to the list. So.
I gotta say, you are an elite passer, and I don't think that it gets talked about enough.
Thank you.
So describe your vision and the kind of facilitator that you want to be.
Yeah, I love getting my teammates involved more than I do scoring. I don't know, it just gives me this good feeling just to see everybody else succeed around me. So hopefully in the league, I can get everybody involved early and just be versatile. Be that player that any team needs. I can pass, I can be off ball, play defense, whatever y'all need. I'm going to get it done for you.
And you already know that you're a great defender.
Absolutely.
In the W, what do you want it to feel like to be defended by Sanaya?
Ooh, you're going to feel that pressure. You're going to feel that length. I'm hoping it intimidates people. It's not going to be easy. You know, they've been in the league longer than I have, so I'm just hoping to really make my, name known, whether it's on the defense end, offensive end. I'm just trying to make a statement.
Yeah. All right, and lastly, I've seen the TikToks. What trend you doing tonight? Like, what we getting into?
We already got some we ready to post because we prepared for tears to be all messed up, so we already got some, but we going to live it up tonight. We turn the city up. The city that never sleep, baby. We outside.
I love that. Y'all click that follow.
Click it, please. Come on. I see y'all watching. Just hit follow.
Congratulations on this moment.
So
Can't wait to watch
Thank
it.
you.
Nice to meet you. Enjoy.
I love her. She was ready for that moment. She got the TikToks down. She is
ready.
so funny. And that's so fun for her to just be putting on for her city. And she talked about that with NC State. But the pick is in for the Dallas Wings. They go with Madison Scott from Ole Miss, 6'2", versatile player. What do you like about this pick?
And I love Madison Scott. I really enjoyed watching Ole Miss since Shakira Austin came out when I was in DC and Coach Yo. And Madison's been a huge part and a piece of why they've been so successful in the last few years, and a player that doesn't often get talked about or the flowers that she deserves. But she's just a straight up hooper. Like, I don't have no other way to say it, but you know them hoopers that just be going crazy and you like, it just, sometimes it don't even make sense. That's how I feel about Madison. She's just a hooper. She works her ass off. She's a dog too. I think it's going to be a great addition to Dallas. All these teams are stacked, man. We all stacked.
Oh, yeah. Well, 3-time all SEC, and to be able to do it in a conference like the SEC
At Ole
as
Miss.
well.
And you know the politics that be coming into it. Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
She has been able to stay consistent and a solid force for Ole Miss. And I really like watching her play. Talk about fiery. She gonna talk something to the Rev. She gonna talk to her team. She gonna make sure that everybody is on the same page to be able to bring the energy. So I love Madison Scott, and I think what she's going to be able to add to this Dallas Wings team, and especially in a training camp position, learning from that 4 position. I think her being able to play behind an Alyssa Smith would do wonders for her growth too. What do you think?
I think so as
I like
well.
that.
And I think Nalissa and Maisha are going to be really great vets for her to make that adjustment a little bit easier. They're also really good, like off the court stuff matters too, of how do players acclimate, how do they adjust, are they taken care of on and off the court. And Dallas as a whole team, they might be young, but they have really good people in that locker room. And I think sometimes that can be tainted by social media, but you have like really good human beings in that locker room. So I think it's a good situation for her to be going into for sure.
Yeah, as we look at the starters again, I mean, Paige going number 1 overall. How many days into the season? Like, I want to see how this is all going to work. And when you think of an Isaiah James now a part of this and a Madison Scott to be able to add to it, yeah, everybody is stacked. This is, we talk about it all the time, but the W is crazy. Like, to be
If
able
you're
to
not
have
watching,
someone
what? If you're not watching, we over there. What?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay, we have the next pick is in going to Minnesota at number 15. We have Anastasia Olari Kosu. 2021 FIBA U19 World Cup. She was averaging almost 16 points a game, another 19-year-old, our third 19-year-old in this draft, and a little more love to the international players. How you feeling about this one?
I feel like Cheryl always, it's the same as I felt about Mike Tebow when I played for him. They always find sleepers from overseas and players that are just going to acclimate and adjust to the offensive schemes and defensive schemes that they already have. So when you're talking about trying to make mini squads stronger, I think it does come from that post play and being able to throw different looks and different options from time to time. So I think this is a good pick. But Cheryl is always a method to her madness, whether people agree or not. It always ends up working out somehow, some way.
I trust Cheryl Reeve with my life. I think she is so smart. Her basketball mind is crazy. So she knows what Kosu can do and bring to this team. So shout outs. I also love as a basketball fan to be put on to somebody new. Like I can't wait to see what Kosu can bring to the W.
What? Absolutely. I'll be like, put me on to a new player. I like that.
Please do. Yeah, look at these stats. 16 points, almost 13 rebounds, double-double. Playing for it in Canterbury and Russia. 19? What was I doing at 19? What were you doing at 19? I was not ready to be drafted into the WNBA.
I was transferring back to St. Joe's. I was transferring to a mid-major.
Well, I shout out to these 19-year-olds. Couldn't be me. Could not be me. All right.
We got
16th pick. We got a pick. Maddie Westbeld to Chicago, coming out of Notre Dame. How do you feel about this one? I kind of like this.
Fighting Irish. I like it. I think it's another solid power forward for Chicago team that needs to strengthen their depth on their bench, as well as really look towards the future too of who they're building around. Obviously, Angels in the mix. I think whether we talk about it now or later, I think free agency next year is going to be madhouse. So don't be surprised if you see some players go back to where they originally were on. So I don't know. I'm excited. I think this is a solid pick. I think that it's really a great rebuild kind of situation for Chicago and what they've kind of needed to redirect themselves. And what better coach than Tyler to do it behind? And what better man to hire an all-women staff and his daddy is a double? I love it. I love it.
I know. And the type of staff that he has
but
hired.
you know what I mean? Yeah, I didn't mean to say his daddy like that, but you know what I mean. Like, I think that's family business. That's really cool.
That is really cool. And you have someone like, because Courtney Parrish, he hired Courtney Parrish, right? Like working with the Maddie Westbeld and then Angel Reese, like that is going to be so good. Especially just the learning curve.
Yeah, and Maddie does all like, I don't like to say garbage girl because I hate it. I always hated this term, but she literally does anything that you need her to do. She's going to do it. She's going to pull off her role to the best of her ability. And I think when you're just talking about players that really need to come in and make immediate impact, that's the type of mindsets you have to have.
Shoot it too. She could shoot it. All right. Our girl, Sarah Ashley Barker, was with Taylor Rooks. Let's hear what she had to say.
All right, you are the 9th player in Alabama history to be drafted. How special is it to make that history for your home state?
Yeah, it means everything. I mean, just to be able to represent the state of Alabama in the right way. But like I would not be here without my teammates and my coaches. Like seriously, they are the reason why I'm on this stage tonight. They're the reason why I'm in this position because I just truly love them so much. And I would not be here without them.
Yeah, I saw, of course, you had some embraces, some words with those teammates.
Yes.
What sticks out about that moment with them?
Yeah, it just means everything to me. I think because, there's 2 more players in this draft that I believe should get drafted with Aaliyah Nye and Zay Green. And they're just 2 amazing players that I just can't wait to see when their name's called.
I love that. Of course, you're headed all the way to Los Angeles. Now, listen. listen, just got Kelsey Plum,
Yes.
Cameron Breen coming back. You've got Ray Burrell, you've got Rakia. What did you think about the Sparks before you were headed there?
Yeah.
What are you gonna add?
Yeah, I mean, of course, like, I always thought about, like, what if I could play under Kelsey Plum? Like, just being able to learn from her leadership and her being a vet. But then also you have Cameron Brink and Rakia Jackson, who they both were rookies last year. So they can help a rookie like me in this way and tell me how it is, tell us how it's supposed to be. So I just feel like I'm in a really, really good position in LA.
Okay, well, speaking of good position, during your time at Bama, you set the single game scoring record with 45 points. I know the game didn't end how you wanted, but you just show up in those big moments. How will you bring that poise to the league?
Yeah, I think it's just my faith. My faith is very important to me. I mean, I would not be here if it was not for my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and I'm just so blessed. I think that every single game, I just want to play as hard as I can. And so for me, it's like I love the game so much, and that's just what I'm going to take to the next level is you love it, go play as hard as you can, and just do the little things. There's so many great players on this LA team, and I'm just so thankful that I'm even in this conversation.
I love that. I can't wait to watch you fit right in. Congratulations on this moment.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations to our girl, Sarah Ashley Barker. I can't wait to say all three of her names all season long because that's going to be a lot of fun. I love it. I love it. Sparks got a good one. But the 17th pick in the second round goes to Cheyenne Sellers out of Maryland. 6'2" guard. We've been waiting. We've been waiting for her. And the Valkyries were like, oh, nobody picked her? We'll take that. So I love that she's going to Golden State. How you feeling?
I love this pick. Honestly, when we were playing the Taylor Brooks video, I was watching the TV and smiling from ear to ear because I knew that they were going to pick her. I think this is a point guard that they need to solidify the good group of players that they have. I think she's going to help and be a great addition to a Tiffany Hayes. Someone that's electric and gritty and just tough nosed and going to be able to learn from her. Also surrounded by Mo Billings. It's just I'm really excited and gets to learn from a Veronica Burton as well. I think people forget V is the point guard there as well, and that's one of my favorite mid-major point guards as well. So she's in good hands. Natalie is an amazing coach, was an amazing player as well, and I'm excited to see what they're finna do out here with this additional 13th team. This is crazy, isn't it?
I know. Isn't that crazy? We got new blood in the water. New blood in the water in California. A look at the Valkyries and just being, I don't even know how you can describe it. Just that first year. Like there's nothing to go off of prior. And you're going to be able to come in with a team with Tiffany Hayes, Kate Martin, you mentioned Mo Billings. This is a group of players that are like, cool, let's suit up. We're in uncharted waters. But how would you kind of describe playing for a expansion team where there's not a lot of pressure from the jump, but you can really make it your own?
Yeah, I think that's the exciting thing about it. And to everyone that's there, that's what the conversations have been. I've been really excited about just a new journey, expanding, right? When we all come into this league, something that I feel like we all will always attest to is that we want to leave it better than what we found it. And over my tenure, I've gone through 10 years, and to be a part of the league still when we're adding in a 13th team, that's really important for those players that are now on that 13th team. You have the ability to make it your own, but to also really like take the responsibility of this is the league, this is what we've been working for, was expanding, and now it's our time to show everyone that this league has been ready for expansion. We're able to do expansions, and we're able to still play at an elite level even with those expansion teams. So I'm excited.
Me too. I'm excited. And, I grew up in Sacramento. I was a Monarchs fan. This purple and being close to Sacramento, I guess this is now my hometown team. My mom's really excited to go play. But I'm like, God,
that's okay. You still gonna cheer for the Liberty.
Of course, Tosh. And I'm going, I can't wait to get your jersey. I'm so excited for you. Let's just take a time out to
can't
give
wait.
you all of your flowers because I am
Don't do it,
so
girl. No.
hype for you, Tosh, to
Man.
go to the Liberty.
Oh.
We saw a glimpse on the broadcast of what your team is going to look like. Real quick before we go to the next pick, how excited are you to be in New York? You're in there, you're there right now, you're setting up your place. How does it feel?
Man, it's a long story short. To be dealt with in the way that I was, the manner that I was, and to still end up with God's favor is truly a testament to His hand on my life and my career. And I'm so thankful to the Connecticut organization for being willing to work with me. First and foremost, because Jen and both Morgan were amazing during that process. I know it was probably chaotic to everyone else, but from the jump, they just told me to be calm and patient and that they would figure it out. And then on the other side of it, JK, man, working for a month to get that trade done. I'm just really thankful to be here, to be wanted on an organization. And for me, this is going to be my lick back, is being everything that I said I was. And I can't tell you, I can't wait till we play Phoenix, boy.
Woo! The Tosh Revenge
Excited.
Tour. I can see it now. We're clocking it. I mean, look at your teammates around you. This is going to be your season. I'm so excited for you. It's going to be great.
Now let's get to the pow pow. Let's get to the pow pow.
I was going to
love pow
say
pow.
this while we were waiting. I'm like, I'm really surprised Pow Pow is still on the board, going 18th in the second round. But man, she's going to the Atlanta Dream. I think this is a great fit for her. Pow Pow, I've been watching her. You know, I used to cover the Pac-12 at Pac-12 Network when she was at Oregon. She was a dog there, and then she was an even bigger dog in South Carolina. How do you like Pow Pow's game? And then with the Dream with Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray and BG.
Yeah, I think that she is going into an organization where she's going to be really taken care of with the vets ahead of her. They're going to bring her in. They know they need her. She extends their game, their offensive scheme, adds additional shooting to what is already great in Ryan and Alicia. Another defender on the other end of the floor. But I think this is a great pickup for their guard presence moving forward and the future of what the Atlanta Dream will look like. And I think that Pow Pow is a great player because even in going to South Carolina, just understands what a role and what it means to play in the team setting and how everyone just kind of needs to play their individual roles in order for everyone to be great collectively. So I like this pick for Atlanta.
I
And
like
she
it
stays
too.
home
And
with her.
she stayed home. She decided
I
to
love
stay
that.
in Oceanside, and look at all those people that are there. Those are all she had a
And
whole
they be running
section at
squad
South
deep.
Carolina. Yes, they run deep, and they are serious about Pow Pow. And I can imagine they are all going to be going to Atlanta games, or especially now that there's 2 California teams. So I bet her family is excited about that. But Pow Pow is a solid player. I think she can get some run, especially at the point guard position where Atlanta wants to play fast, but they also want to shoot the ball, and she can definitely do that. So coming in for Jordan Canada, I like it.
Yeah.
I
was
like
gonna
it.
say they got a
Another
great point
great
guard,
point
too.
guard to Shadow. My God, JC is a great one. I love
Man,
this.
tough.
I love this.
Yeah, I
Okay,
like
as
this
Pow
for
Pow
Atlanta.
is getting all her flowers, quite literally, because they are draped around her. She deserves. She deserves. We're gonna head to an interview with Taylor Ricks with Asha Sibka. Here's Taylor.
Aisha, congratulations. I love that moment that we just saw with you and your dad. What should all of us know about how the love between you two led to tonight?
I mean, as I said, like I really started playing because of him. I used to go to his games, I was like so little. Like really, I'm here because of him, you know.
Yeah.
And also, like, of course, other family, all the coaches I had, so I'm grateful.
I love that. I'm glad you all got to share this together. And of course, for you, as an international player, what do you think this moment represents just for black basketball globally?
Especially being like the first Slovenian to be picked in the first round, you know, it's really a big deal for me. And like, I'm just happy I can represent my country like on this level. And you know, people will also maybe start watching women's sport now. So yeah.
I love that, as they should. You, of course, are an incredibly gifted passer. What element does that add to your playmaking ability, and how do you want to bring that in the W?
Yeah, I mean, my passing ability is just, you know, part of my game, and I really like enjoy to give a nice pass, nice assist. You know, it just shows like that I'm not a selfish player, that I really like to, you know, to have the flow in the game. And yeah.
Playing with Angel Reese, how does that sound?
It sounds nice. Like, you know, she's a superstar. Can't wait to start.
Amazing. I can't wait to watch. Congratulations on tonight.
We got it. Aisha. Aisha, we are going to get your name, girl. We're going to get it down. I love it. The first Slovenian to be picked in the first round. That is so dope. Talk about legacy. That is so cool. I love that for her. She was so excited.
I know, I love that too. It's one thing to put on for your family, but another to put on for your culture, your people. So I think that's really cool. A cool part of her story too.
That is
They
so
went
cool.
like 3 picks, Jordan.
I know. 3 picks while we were away.
Like,
we're gonna catch up. They going quick now. Okay, the Indiana Fever at 19 picked Michaela Timpson, a power forward. Love her game. And then the Fever got Bree Hall from South Carolina, which I think is super, super fun. Gonna be in Indiana. And then at 21, the Sparks got Sanaya Fagan from South Carolina, as they show Dawn Staley on the screen cheering on Sanaya, who looks great, by the way. She really dressed up for that draft. But South Carolina picks, and how do you feel about Fagan? I really like her game as a power forward.
Yeah, I like Fagan's game a lot. I think this is going to be a good pickup for LA behind the Dierica and behind Azare and Cam. I think it's just adding more to their post player arsenal, but this gives a definite strong another Dierica back to the basket post player on the inside. Another big rebounder. She moves well without the ball. She moves well off her teammates. I'm excited. I think this is a good pickup for LA. Then I think with Indy's 2 picks, I think they did a good job of grabbing a guard and a post player that has a motor that can match Caitlin's. The only player I think it was to average a double-double and then also 3 blocks. So you're just adding more versatility to an already versatile Indy team. You're matching Caitlin's motor, and then Bree is an amazing defender. I wish that she would look to take a few more shots here and there and to be a little bit more aggressive, but for right now, she can definitely hang her hat on the defensive end and being a defensive stopper for Indy for sure.
Yeah, and we talk about coming in knowing your role, to just be like, I'm coming in to rebound and defend and catch Caitlin's passes. Like, that is all I have to do. I don't have to come in and score 20 points. That's what I got to do.
You ain't got to do it. You just got to, when you get in, you got to do your role to the best of your ability. That's it.
Yeah, and with the Fever giving up Fagbinley to the Valkyries in that expansion draft, I feel like Michaela Timpson can kind of fill that void a little bit in that next unit. Good hands. I really like that. I really like that pick for them.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Thank you. All right, we got another interview. Haley Van Lith. She's with Taylor Rooks. Let's see what she got.
Haley, it is so good to see you. Congratulations. I know it is such a simple question, but just in this moment, how do you really feel?
Man, I feel so much joy.
Yeah, and speaking of that college career, how do you feel like you were defined in college, and how do you want to be defined in the W?
Yeah, I think that I've been defined as a tough, gritty player who just is a dog, and I think that's exactly what I need to be at the next level. I think mindset and toughness, separates people at the top level, and so if I can maintain that and even take it up a notch, I'm setting myself up for success.
You, of course, have been so open about your journey, the ups, the downs. What would you tell Haley 2 years ago about this moment and that you would make it right here?
Yeah, I would say, God's plan is the best plan, and yours is not. So just give it up and, have faith. Whatever happens, it's meant to happen to you to show you something to make you better. So embrace those times when it doesn't go how you want it to go.
Yeah. And of course, you're going to be in Chicago, paired up again with Angel Reese.
Yes.
How are you a different player now than when you were originally with Angel?
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit better of a point guard. I can facilitate better, make reads better. And I also think that I showed an ability to create in different ways than I was able to create for myself a year ago. So I think there's a couple things, but I'm just excited to get out there and get with the team.
Can't wait to watch you be an absolute dog. Congratulations, Haley.
Thank you.
That was so great. I forgot. We didn't even mention that she's going to be playing with Angel Reese again. Thank you for that reminder, Taylor. That's going to be fun to see that little reunion.
Yeah, I'm gonna be excited to see them. Like she said, she's better now than she was when she was at LSU, and I know Angel is a competitor too. They're both competitors. They both want to win, and it's gonna be a good connection. I feel this time around.
I think that is so great. I know we're looking at Young Paige on the ESPN feed, and she basically said, I want a championship and then to get the #1 overall pick, and that is exactly what happened. So that is so amazing. Another pick was in while we were going through that interview. Aisha Colucay, I believe that is how you say it, coming from Texas A&M. Shout outs. We got another point guard on the board going to Chicago. Wow.
My dog Lucy Olsen got picked.
Oh, Lucy Olsen going 23 overall from Iowa. Okay, talk about a dog. I love Lucy's game, and she can flat out score the ball.
I love
What do you like
Lucy
about
too.
her? You got hype.
Lucy was at Nova, and I'm from right outside of Philadelphia. So when I would go back home to work out with our trainer James Clark, we would always work out together, and I would just be like, "You got a little shit to you, like, hey, you got a lot of stuff to you." And then I'll go see her play in the games, and I'd be like, "Wow, it's gonna be great if you could just get your name on a bigger scale." And when she went to Iowa, I knew she was making that decision for. To be seen, right, and to really be banked on, and to go prove that she could do it at a bigger school, probably a harder conference. So I'm excited for this pick, man, because she really is just a good kid. She works her ass off for everything. She's not the biggest player, she's not the strongest player, but she just finds a way, and I think that's special when you're just talking about a competitor.
Oh yeah. I also covered Lucy when she was doing 3x3, playing for Team USA, and just that motor that she has, she is like nonstop. She can just keep going. You need a bucket, you need to play defense, you need me to shoot a 3, whatever you need. And that's gonna make for a really fun training camp when she goes to Washington. Then the 24th overall pick, Delia Daniels out of Washington. Covered her while I was at the Pac-12. Super good big, and able to shoot it as well. So I think that is going to be helpful for a Minnesota team. And then lastly, at 25, the last pick in the second draft, we have Rhea Marshall out of USC, who I love. I'm obsessed with Rhea.
We love that.
And
we love that.
I love this for her. How do you feel about these last couple second round picks that have been really quick?
Really quick. You know what? I will say this about the second round. I think a lot of times people can count second round draft picks out, but your job is to go get a job. That is literally your job, is to go take a job. So your job is to go in, work as hard as you can, be a sponge, learn, adjust, and really just give it your all. What's the worst case that you have to lose? That's how I went into it, even as a 15th round draft pick. I went into it like I'm taking someone's job, and that sucks, but I gotta go get. I gotta feed my family. So when you have that mentality, and when all you ever known is to get it out the mud, you never know what can happen in your favor with God's timing. So wherever you were picked
Wow.
in this draft, wherever you were picked in
I
this draft, you are meant to be here.
Your job is to go take a job. I hope that is on every second rounder and the first round too. I want that on their locker. They should see that
Your,
every single day
your
going
job
into
is to go
training
take a
camp.
job.
I think that is so, so good. All right,
I
as
watched
we wrap
I
this
watched
up.
Maisha Hines Allen do it. I watched Maisha Hines
Oh,
Allen
yeah.
take a 8-year vet's job when she came in as a second round draft pick out of Louisville, and she was almost 8 years into. So yeah, I love it. Love an underdog story.
I love an underdog story. And you are, I think if you look under underdog story, your picture would also be there,
Ooh,
probably
ooh,
with an
ooh.
animation. Yes, barking.
With the
I
pitbull
would bet on that.
animation, with the pitbull gif, that's the one I use.
I would bet on that. I love it. All right, as we wrap up here, what teams do you think won the draft? Like who are some winners in your eyes?
Who? I think that obviously Dallas from the time of free agency, I would say that they're top of my list. I think that they did a really good job. I think Kurt is a mastermind behind the plan, and Chris has really learned from him over the last few years. So I'm excited for his opportunity to coach. I would say the New York Liberty because obviously we're the shits get. No, I'm just playing. Obviously we didn't get a pick, so I had to talk about it. I had to talk about it somewhere in here. You feel me?
Well, a
But I
team
will
that
also
didn't
say
even need a
DC.
pick is a winner.
I will
I
say
get that. I get
DC.
that. Yeah.
I was excited to see what DC with a new head coach, a new GM, with just a whole new vision of what was next for DC would end up doing, and I think that they did a really good job in this draft and of rebuilding and replenishing what they have lost. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this season. I'm excited for this draft. I think it was probably like one of the strongest drafts across the board. Typically, you have a little bit of a drop off, and there's no drop off. So that's the exciting part for me. And now y'all babies got to come in and go toe to toe with us every night. I love that shit too. Come get your little welcome moments.
Yes, plenty of welcome to the W moments in all of these draftees' futures, which is super exciting. I was also
Yeah.
going to say DC. I think DC really had an opportunity to rebuild and get some pieces through this draft. I think they really put a lot of movements and free agency and years prior to say we are gonna rebuild. Like these are the pieces
Yeah.
that we need. So I love that. Sonia Citron, Kiki Area Finn are both super, super strong. And they got Georgia Amore as well. I really think DC was one of the winners for me. But then you have Dallas. You're going to win if you got Paige Becker. So I can't wait to see all of these transitions. I can't wait to see what training camp looks the best. What training camp would you not want to be in? I think that's an interesting question because there's only limited spots, but there's a lot of bodies that's going to be in
I
these
think
training
Dallas.
camps fighting for a job.
I think Dallas is stacked. I think if I was
Yeah.
I think if I was on Dallas, I'd be a little stressed right now.
You got Madison Scott trying
Yeah,
to get a job. You got, I mean,
everybody's
Paige,
trying to get a
you're pretty
job.
solid. Isaiah
Yeah.
James trying to come in there and make some noise. That is
They're
going to
all
be
trying to
a
get jobs.
tough training camp.
Yeah,
My
that's gonna be a
gosh.
tough
But then
one.
you have some of the vets coming in like, all right, you ain't gonna take my job though. Like that's also a mentality too, right?
Yeah, because there's you could do the wing thing, but we could always bring players under our wing. But when it comes down to it, that's my spot. Period. Ain't no ifs,
I
ands,
love
or
it.
buts.
No ands and or buts. Okay, the last surprise for me was Pow Pow going a little later. I think that was a little bit shocking, especially when a lot of mock drafts, like when you think across the board, had her going late first round. Potentially when Minnesota had that pick, they thought maybe that was a good one. But those late trades before the draft kind of shake up the draft order of what teams need what. So any other surprises that went higher or lower than you thought?
Honestly, no, I think that draft night is always really hard. Like you said, there can be changes within a few hours right before. You can have a change of hearts, you can have adjustments to rosters and all those things. So you never truly know where you're going to get picked. We can mock out and do as much as we want, but outside those first 3 picks, it's really hard to say where anyone will go. So yeah, I'm really happy with how tonight's draft went. I thought it ran really well and really smoothly, and those are all really big things when you're just talking about our league being better in as a whole. So I think this is one of the best drafts that we've had from top to bottom, production and obviously joining you live to stream it, Jordan. That was fun for me tonight too.
Heck yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This was my favorite draft because I got to watch it with you, Tosh. Thanks so much for hanging out. This was so fun. I love seeing your real-time reactions. We talked about it before it even came on. We probably were going to have these discussions when we were watching it solo on the couch anyway. So now we got to talk through it together.
Yeah. No, thank you so much for having me. This was really fun for me.
Oh, this was so fun for me. Thank you, Bleacher Report, for doing it big for the WNBA draft this year. We appreciate you. Tosh, I cannot wait to see you in a Liberty uniform, just wrecking havoc throughout the rest
I can't wait.
season.
I can't wait.
It's going to be so good. Best of luck to you. And thank you to everybody who's been watching. We appreciate you, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye,
James, and she knocks it down. And someone might think, oh, that's a lucky shot. She heaved it at the end. No, it's
pole at the Golden Lady. I'm hard. Your faggots don't want no tension. I shot the sheriff at a cop convention. Had the Africans braid your hair, throw a curse on you. My shit voodoo anyway, I throw a verse on you. Junkyard with magnets, drop a hearse on you. Don't disperse on you, stay clap worse on you.
Styles, you should calm down. No fucking way. No fucking how. Might put your mom down. Last year I lost my feelings. Got the devil on my shoulder whispering that he support my killings. Nigga, welcome to the dark side. I want your blood like a shark. I bust off the lock and I can make your heart slide. Halfway down the block, shoot your girl in the head when she halfway down my cock. And you dealing with the filth of the slums. Point blank range, hollow point bullets getting drilled in your gums. I ain't talk about ball. Motherfuckers, when I tell y'all niggas bring y'all handles out. I'm at your boy birthday party and it's a bad sign that I'ma be the one to blow the candles out. And motherfucker, here's a thug. My piss is fire, my spit is ass, and my tears is blood. You should know what you fucking with here. I represent when you thought you saw something, but nothing was there. And the ghost seemed mystical like it's the demon inside that be fiending for the pistol to light. So you know I want half your bread, Frank White style, shotgun blow up half your head. My niggas gon' shock the world. We drink the Varsay, $60 bottles in the Lottery Earl. And all my niggas are rap, holiday styles, boss of the boss, best of the best. What?
Oh, man.
Shout out to D-Block.
Chill. Shout out to D-Block, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. Let's go.
Talking. Hey, I'm
I'm a gangster. I got my puff and my Timbs. I need my bacon, egg, and cheese.
I got y'all Timbs on. Y'all niggas ordered y'all bacon, egg, and cheeses. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Let me get that bacon.
Let's get it started, man. Let's get some yers in the chat, man. Let's get some yers in the chat, man. Yeah, man, y'all already know the vibes, man. It is the toughest of all things tough that's in this world. Tough Stino champ. Please make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe, or just hit the subscribe button before you like. Either way you want to do that, you can go ahead and do that for your boy Stino Reski. All right, salute to everybody in the chat. Black 200, salute my brother. He know I got the best year in the game. I got the best year in the game. I used to come around the corner, everybody wake up, champ. You heard, come outside. You know the vibes. J Loco, salute. Harlock Shane, overly focused. Mark the Shark is in the building in the Discord. Salute to Mark the Shark. Sheep stay sleep, man. Keep on the grind. I'll be watching your content. Salute to you, my guy. Who that call? Triple O Skrilla. Salute to all my peoples in the building. We back on the grind, man. Every night, y'all already know what it is. 9:30-ish. We be on. Salute to y'all for waiting. We said the other night, all right, it's been a minute since we heard from Brick Baby and Loose Cannon. Brick Baby's wife had put out a phone call. It was an old phone call, but it made it seem like it was some tension between Brick Baby and Loose Cannon, right? Today, we got a phone call from Brick Baby. Niggas speaking Def Poetry Jam. This should have turned into Prison Poetry Jam, champ. So we're going to tune into that. She also dropped part 2 that she erased, but some people do have it on their page, so we're going to watch that. This X4 is locked up. We're going to go to that. We're going to go to Adam admitting that what he does gets people locked up, and then he also is replacing X4 with this nasty nigga that we're going to tune into. So we got all that stuff lined up. Hit the like button, subscribe, tune in. We on the way to 10,000 wow. We on the way to 10,000 wow. All right? We just passed 6,500. We on the way to 7,000, but we on the way to 10,000. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we are waiting no further, champ, right? We're going to wait no further. No more pump fakes. No more nothing, right? No more nothing. Salute to Mark the Shark in the building as usual. All right? Salute to Mark the Shark. He's here. We're here. Everything is all good. Let me hit that record button because y'all know that I never do that. All right? SK Reloaded, salute. All right. So listen, man. I want y'all to listen to this phone call from Brick Baby. I want y'all to listen to this. Let me know if y'all think he's under any type of duress. It's my narrative. It's to my best. It's X4 or somebody else, you know. I know who X4 is, and I know who 4 Extra is. X4 is locked up too as well. I know who that is. The little Chucky doll looking nigga, son. The nigga that looked like Pinocchio. I know who I'm talking about, champ. He's also locked up too as well. Just nobody's talking about it. But we're gonna talk about it. But pay attention to the duress in Brick Baby. Let me know if y'all hear any duress in Brick Baby's voice. Let me know if y'all think it's still paradise or if there's trouble in paradise with Brick Baby being in there with Loose Cannon. Hit that like button, subscribe. We're going to get into it. Let's go.
Hey, man, top of the clock. I don't know what time it is, man, but when y'all get to this, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, man. Don't be late.
You in PC, that's why you don't know what time it is, champ. You in PC where they don't got no clocks or nothing, champ. All right? You just in there. You don't know what time it is, champ. All right? And we all know why, Brick Baby. We all know why.
We reporting live from NDC, man. They got me downtown. I'm so close to home, but so far away, man. Locked in these cages, but it ain't nothing. It's the brick, not the trick. Can't bend the phone for nothing, man. I just want to let niggas know, man, no good deed go unpunished. I seen a man give his all to his wife and his kids before and still get treated like a woman.
Now, he's starting to rhyme here. All right? I don't know if this is off the top, but usually when niggas turn into Def Comedy Jam or Def Jam, poetry jam. It seems like something. You on mute, Mark the Shark. It seems like something is going wrong. He says no good deed goes unpunished. I believe that good deed was making sure that Loose Cannon was safe when he got locked up. A lot of people will say, "Oh, he's talking about Adam." I think he moved past the Adam shit. It hurts more when a bagel hurts you. When a bagel turns their back on you or like does something like that, it kind of hurts a little bit more. So I feel like he's talking about the Loose Cannon shit. No good deed goes unpunished. I done seen a man love his kids and woman and his kids and still get treated like a woman. Whatever, champ. All right, let's go.
I seen a young boy do it up for his hood, and they still crash him like a dummy. Shit, Scottie Pippen ate Jordan at 6 rings and made less than Tony Kukoc. You know, what I'm saying is, if it ain't blood, don't love nothing.
This call is from a federal prison.
And you get blocked off like that, man. You understand me? This shit is wicked, but hey, I'm terrified of the genocide, but that ain't really what's going on, man. Look, what I'm saying is,
Did this nigga high?
I'm like that.
Like, bro, like, did this nigga get his hands on some nice, good work or some Clouditine cut with that good old dopamine shit? This nigga's wildin'. I'm terrified of the word. Probably that Spice, man. Nigga turned into a Spice Girl. I'm terrified of the genocide. What genocide? The only genocide I know is gangbanging niggas acting like this shit is cool when it leads you to jail or death. That's the only genocide I know about. I don't know about no other genocide but that, champ. That's what I know about. So if that's what you talk about, then yeah. But other than that, I think this nigga's hot, champ.
if it ain't blood, then don't love nothing, man. These streets gon' eat you up and shit you out, nigga, at the cost of nothing. You'll never be able to understand, or better yet, digest the mind games being played if you ignore that feeling in your stomach. Listen, they say it was too much cribbing on that marathon he was running. Yeah, they went against a soldier for a rodent that touched a young woman. That's when he knew that he didn't have nothing coming, man. Hey, man, listen, I just want to let y'all know, man, them streets are soldier.
Yo, bro, what the F is this nigga talking about, bro?
What I'm saying is, if it ain't blood, then don't love nothing, man. These streets gon' eat you up and shit you out, nigga, at the cost of nothing. You'll never be able to understand, or better yet, digest the mind games being played if you ignore that feeling in your stomach. Listen, they say it was too much cribbing on that marathon he was running.
No, they say that your little homie body Nipsey Hussle. That's what they say. It wasn't too much marathon. It wasn't too much cripping on that marathon. No, champ. No, champ.
That was nice.
Nah, champ. Nipsey Hussle was actually projecting upwards, champ. It was the person you put onto the set. Oh, goddamn. If we didn't all put everybody onto the set, champ, the set would be so much more better. But you put a nigga on the set that bodied the greatest 60 Crip ever to live, champ. I'm just gonna say it, right? That was your fault.
Yeah, they went against a soldier for a rodent that touched a young woman. That's when he knew that he didn't have nothing coming, man. Hey, man, listen, I just want to let y'all know, man, them streets is the federal 50-50 yard, man. You ain't gotta have nothing. You ain't even gotta have a button, man. They gonna lock you down forever, man.
No, as a matter of fact, bro, you had multiple See, this is what I don't like about our people, right? Because we'll get into trouble and then you don't got to have nothing. They'll lock you down forever and all this. All right, cool. I mean, listen, in your situation, that's not what happened. I'm not going to lie.
Right.
That's not what happened in your situation, bro. What happened in your situation is you got locked up for wild felony since 2006 and did hardly no time. You got wild probation, never finished probation, never finished time. You got caught with guns multiple times. You threatened people online. You pulled the hammer out on your baby mother. Allegedly, you robbed somebody for Big U that's in the paperwork, and Big U told you to give him all the bread for it, and you did that. You know what I'm saying? You was a henchman. You was vile. This is just the things that was going on, champ. Stop trying to use other niggas' plight for your story, champ. That's not your story. You can't change your story now. Your story is you was diabolical. That's what you was saying. Now your story is you Malcolm X and you spitting this goddamn death poetry to niggas.
Wild.
Nigga ain't say on 601 one time, champ.
None.
Fucking death poetry jam, Brick Baby, bro. Come on, man. Let's get to it, man.
You know, what I'm saying is if it ain't blood, don't love nothing.
This call is from a federal prison.
And you get blocked off like that, man. You understand me? This shit is wicked, but hey, I'm terrified of the genocide, but that ain't really what's going on, man. Look, what I'm saying is if it ain't blood, then don't love nothing, man. These streets gonna eat you up and shit you out. They got the cost of nothing. You'll never be able to understand, or better yet, digest the mind games being played if you ignore that feeling in your stomach. Listen, they say it was too much cribbing on that marathon he was running.
Yo, look, right? You remember the BAM nigga from the old episode?
Oh yeah.
You remember how I told him that his name was too long?
Yeah.
The nigga changed his name to Compton Bam. Remember I said two words? He's like, don't come here hating. Don't come here hating if I taught you something, bro. Just show love or get escorted out. Because we not even trying to pay attention to you today, bro. Alright?
Because we could be real
You
nice.
off that powder right.
Yo, Toronto. No, dog, that's what you deal with it. Boom, buckler. Yeah, talk about. Get a bad no blood clot. Says she represent that. Big body, yeah, she that. Pick her up round a Finch and Jane. She says she want give me some brain. So me bringing her home. Me bringing her home. Yeah, me bringing her home. Me bringing her home. So me bringing her home. Me bringing her home. Yeah, me bringing her home. Me bringing her home. Real man, inna your whole girl. Star like the roof, not the rose girl. 550 when me check it up total. Me no left it chip Glock when me portal. Link DJ power up on the social media. Bring some IG model freak that does love goggle. Spliff puffing, dick sucking, big butted bitch honeys. So me bringing her home. Me bringing her home. Yeah, me bringing her home. Me bringing her home. So me bringing her home. Me bringing her home. Yeah, me bringing her home. Me bringing her home.
Yeah, girl say she want the fuck me for stop one hype. She say she want another girl and know bad like. Got that big party girl that saved my life last night. When she jump on the cocky when we thought like bike. When that girl like give me brain that a first class flight. Blood clot she control the muscle in her windpipe. Hey girl your pussy tight like me lace up my night.
So me bringing her home. Me bringing her home. Yeah, me bringing her home. Me bringing her home. So me bringing her home. Me bringing her home. Yeah, me bringing her home. Me bringing her home.
From she send the pussy picture on me phone. And me sister underneath the full of meat without no bone. It's like me can't believe punani can so fat me really blown. That girl enough figure no way by herself no left alone. Me glad me grow and pick me fun cannot compare to when me hood in a galore. I say let them like the flag and then me wave you on the pole. Just sell it me up buy it with all your body and your soul. Slavery done but you me own.
So me bringing her home. Me bringing her home. Yeah, me bringing her home. Me bringing her home. So me bringing her home. Me bringing her home. Yeah, me bringing her home. Me bringing her home.
pussy make him have to come home. Tell her you alone. Sit down on the cocky like I say you feel your drone. Tell your pussy pretty, send a picture to me phone. Bubble pan the grizzly, yeah, me love it when you moan. If your man cocky dead, kick him with a stone. If your pussy bushy, me a travel with a comb. See the cocky you wet, younger than a bone. All up in your pretty little pussy where you own.
Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift. Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift.
But them me girl your body wicked in a bed. She can't say you can't bubble by your head. But them me girl your body wicked in a bed. She can't say you can't bubble by your head. Come home, loving you to death. Fling around you so feed the fuck where you forget. Half a member, I bet you say you no forget. Say that body you a put the pep in your step. If your man cocky dead, kick him with a crep. Remember say me better than a pack of cigarette. See the cocky you wet, longer than a jet. Turn up in your pretty little pussy till it wet.
This picture you know what with the backside place in the Serena Fall.
Come to you, why you always come and do that?
Oh, remember say me,
You're coming it again. Sorry,
Sorry, wait, let me know place. Remember me a parent in there, you know.
Don't want to up,
Listen, let me know. Oh, you're going bad. Oi, pack your thing. I'm a dad. Who open the place? Who open the place?
Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift. Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift.
But them me girl your body wicked in a bed. She can't say you can't bubble by your head.
Oi, me if you tell her to open the place and you come wet me up with water, eh? Let me throw water in my face.
What are you doing here?
When me have a keys.
What are you doing here?
Me a parent for you, you know.
You're
Me a parent for I'm not what me not go do where I from your stay. Me not go to where I'm black out. So me not go here. You not have your go and so Kim. Kim you not have your Kim. Kim, where you going me think? Kim.
Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift. Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift.
But them me girl your body wicked in a bed. She can't say you can't bubble by your head. But them me girl your body wicked in a bed. She can't say you can't bubble by your head. But them me girl bubble by your head. But them me girl.
You finally get kicked out.
You dumb like me know you one thing where you say at least me I was to get kicked out. A couple here if you a puppy show. Go ahead.
Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift. Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift.
But them me girl your body wicked in a bed. She can't say you can't bubble by.
Girl, it is still up to open the door. Nice, man. What going in there, ladies? Girl, you can't ask that. Stay close to my one, it's so good. No, sir. Yeah. You know my style, do me like this.
Bubble by your head. But them me girl. Come home. Tell her you alone. Sit down on the cocky like I say you feel your drone. Tell your pussy pretty, send a picture to me phone. Bubble pan the grizzly, yeah, me love it when you moan. If your man cocky dead, kick him with a stone. If your pussy bushy, me a travel with a comb. See the cocky you wet, longer than a bone. All up in your pretty little pussy where you own.
Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift. Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift. Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift. Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift.
Come home, loving you to death. Fling around you so feed the fuck where you forget. Half a member, I bet you say you no forget. Say that body you a put the pep in your step. If your man cocky dead, kick him with a crep. Remember say me better than a pack of cigarette. See the cocky you wet, longer than a jet. Turn up in your pretty little pussy till it wet.
Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift. Me nah lift, me nah lift, me nah lift.
But them me girl your body wicked in a bed. She can't say you can't bubble by your head. But them me girl your body wicked in a bed. She can't say you can't bubble by your head. But them me girl bubble by your head. But them me girl.
Wine a baby. Shake it for me, baby.
That's like the one thing that like made me really not like Brick Baby. It's like, how do you keep messing up and keep being around the wrong things?
Niggas is feminine, bro. Like, the one thing about a man is being able to accept some type of accountability for their actions. I know I was out here tweeting and telling niggas my business and acting like I was big, bro. But now when I'm locked up, it's everybody else's fault. What happened to my freedom of speech? What happened? I was just playing. I was in your heart, nigga. You gotta go to sleep knowing that you was playing.
Yeah.
You don't understand. I'm saying you gotta go to school. Alright, well, guess what? They're not charging them for body. They're not charging them for body. They're charging them for the fucking guns that they just created and found next to the door. That's what they charge them for. Right. Oh, my soul. Nasty word. I don't believe Brick Baby. That's stupid. Read the paper. Read the paper. Bro, I think it's 6 years being safe. On my soul. On my soul. Bro, how many times you gonna get locked up, bro, and still do the same shit? This is what the police were saying. This is what the paperwork was saying. How come we let you go so many times and you're still wild? You finish no probation. And you're still wild. You're on no jumper telling people that you're going to violate. You reach up, you got the toes on your legs, extended match. Roll the baby still. Right? Oh. And raise your crib the very next day, find that gun and other ammunition that you're not supposed to have.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. I don't think that leaving off.
Lady Cat said, nah, you really that stupid game. Yes, bro. You wanna know why? Do y'all wanna know why? Can y'all guess why? I'll show you why. No poverty match 5,000 man in black licorice. Alright, now you're back with the black licorice flavor. The OG flavor, chamber, the Brick Baby was harvesting Constantine Max period back in the 50 years. He was harvesting licorice. Yes, that's what. If you didn't know, now you know. Now you turn into a goddamn death poetry game. What happened to my freedom of speech? What happened to Big Meat? What happened to Street from fucking Saved by the Bell? Like, nigga, shut up. Shut up.
You have your freedom of speech, but your speech can only do
just freedom of speech can also lead to your ass getting jammed up for what you say. You are free to say whatever you want, but you're not free of consequences. How does that make sense? So you got freedom of speech and free of consequences? I don't know what the word is. I don't know what the thing Brick Baby is referring to. It's never good. Especially not without you. Especially not without you. The first thing we say, we get persecuted. What do you think is right? So you telling me he showed the pistol and lies usually an hours before the Fed raided his home? Yes, yes. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Yes. Yes. All right. And now it's come back to hurt him. We haven't heard from who's king of the days since they did it for real. And the next video we're going to play after this is going to show you why I believe that him and Brick Baby are falling out behind bars. They was calling every day, they were sharing phone time, and hunky dory. Brick talking about your fingers stink. Remember he said my fingers stink right now. Oh, yeah. Nasty shit. But now, Brick Baby's talking about don't trust blood and no good deed goes unpunished. And, you know, like, I'm feeling like he's trying to help Loose Cannon. As Loose Cannon, he said, it's a big crib. He's trying to help Loose Cannon by protecting him. He feel like Loose Cannon turned on him in a certain way. Maybe these videos wild, but let's just listen to Brick Baby. Bro, so you got these nasty words for Brick, not Detroit. Now, do y'all believe that the system is against Brick Baby? I just want to ask, do y'all believe the system is somehow conspiring against Brick Baby and he did nothing and this is all because of nothing? Or do y'all believe that Brick Baby may have brought this shit on himself and now things are not going as he planned before Wednesday? Remember last week before Wednesday, these niggas was the happiest niggas I ever heard calling for me. They were happy.
Believe that they were innocent. But now that they're saying, they're like, oh no. I'm really innocent.
I never believed that either one of them was innocent. At first, I believed that they were innocent until I kept seeing different content, bro. I'm like, bro, he's really adamant about being like this type of villain. And Loose Cannon too. Like, really kind of adamant. And then Loose Cannon does the smack her around the world. Strictly and pull toast out there. So real stress. Now I'm like, okay, something maybe a little bit sinister about these niggas. Right? Maybe some of this shit is true. And guess what? The feds. Plus the feds had niggas' phones tapped. So they know all the behind the scenes shit, what they were saying to their homies off air. Right? So, I mean, it's just only easy to believe that things are not going as they planned, and that's the reason why sometimes I don't never look at, even if I want things to go right, I never really talk about it. Because once you talk about it, you got people that are going to wish the opposite for you. So you make them happy because they always tell me it's possible you get out of jail and you wait and tell the world. But there's people that don't wish you whatever you do. So when that energy probably relates to it, I realize I was saying never brag about things that you don't have. That's some shit that my pops used to tell me. Don't brag about it before you get it because it may not come.
Right.
These are just old man tales like I was telling you because I made to a certain age where I can tell you. Because I really did. I'm saying now I'm understanding, bro. Like, shit, I done told everybody about my child when we about to have the third baby and when we lost the third baby. After that, I said, I'm never telling nobody else nothing. All my soul, I'm never telling nobody nothing. I have the third baby and we receive pop up. That's how the world is, bro. So big babies group. Keep on your death poetry and shit. Try not to light too many incense in that cell. Jesus Christ. Bigger than hip hop salutes. Says Brick talks way too crazy not to keep a pistol. He put himself in that position. Oh, bro, listen. Big Baby talk crazy from the hill somewhere. Right? I mean, but, you know, in your reality, you know that he was supposed to have none of the fire And then this last word, that's as long as Charles was crazy. Let's see what else. You said he was pretty happy to get a fact, but he can't be pre-Joyce. You don't want to be pre-Joyce, but you want to bad and late and handle shit, and you don't want to feel like that disappointed. Like, of course, you're going to be disappointed, but imagine telling the world that you was going to get out Wednesday and then Sharice Mills was putting out all these goddamn videos of Bruce Cannon violating you. Y'all niggas were just in jail together. But subscribe. Sharice Mills been on a tear, right? So let me show you something, right? So the other day, Bruce Cannon's baby moms had posted a video, right? And it's right here, boom. Bruce Cannon goes on for 600, supposed to phone call part one. But on this phone call, he was talking about 600, and he was talking to 600, but he wasn't going off on 600. He was going off on Brick Bay. So me and whoever else heard the video, right when Hungry was covering people that reacted to this shit. We just like, bro, we thought they was cool in jail. Why would she put this type of video out? He's talking about when you see Brick Bay, he gonna spit his face, all types of shit. Brick Bay got Brick Bay wanna get down with a real crib, and all other shit. Brick Bay is sick. So it's not for us to believe why the hell would she put this goddamn content out if they were supposed to be cool? So today, she posted part 2 today. But as I see part 2 is not there. She took it down. But your man Gliz Trapper got it, so we're going to react to it for Gliz Trapper page. And cause I want to hear his audio. I want to hear part 2 of the shit that she put out. Why is she trying to jam Bruce Cannon up? I mean, and I got something else to play after this next, where this lawyer was talking about everything that they putting out is hurting the kids, right? So why should she keep putting out content? Let me know if she's telling me for Bruce Cannon. Is this snitching for Bruce Cannon? Because in all these audios, the first audio, he separated himself from everybody. I told him to stay away from Big U. Why is he worried about Big U? Why is he fucking Big U? And then he got to choose a side. Sharice might get packed out soon. I really don't hear that from me. Listen, I just want to react to it. That's all I am, is a mere reactor. Me and Mark Deshaun, we are just mere reactors, champ. That's all we do, react. I know young Ant Buffet or Pepe says he's a commentator. I'm just a mere reactor. I just react to shit. I don't have time to commentate. I just react to shit. Bruce Cannon, this is playing for the content. Show the world for more content. I think it's more diabolical. I think that she's actually telling. He wants to tell.
I don't mean to be a jackass, but you want to be a jackass, so I'm going to be a jackass. Fuck you.
So he's having her put this content out to separate them, to put the separation between them for the facts. That's what I think. That's my narrative. That's what I'm going to do. Let's listen to part 2. We're going to try to skip the nigga Mook Trapper, because I don't really like some voice, but if you like his voice, go ahead and subscribe to some page on that. I'm not hating on whoever wants to subscribe to my son, the bookiest of all Mook Trappers. Right? Salute to my son Trapper.
Con for authorization rights.
Who Cuz working with? How would he know?
Yes,
No, because the first answer is, what is that nigga trying to recruit you? Because nigga, why is he so comfortable telling you shit? That's the first question.
K about the potential big you're gonna have kids for that. Nigga, actually, what's happening is he's inferring that Brick Baby is a snitch just told him. He's actually 600. Why was Brick Baby so comfortable giving you that information? Brick Baby was a snitch. Why he feels so comfortable talking to you? Was he trying to recruit you to be a snitch with him? This is what he said. She going along too. She looked stressed out Sunday. Nigga, she had dropped the audio. She was telling the nigga, baby, I'm so stressed out. I can't do this no more. He like, chill. She like, oh, I thought you was coming down. And I was ready to do this and that. And the nigga ain't say that. She like, baby. He was like, oh, I'm in here. I don't want to be stressed out around the guys. She's ready. She's ready to enter a goddamn freaking contest. Whatever Nathan's next freaking contest is, you're gonna see her there.
Like, how could you think that, like, your husband on Rico was gonna be home very soon?
Especially when in this first audio, the chick we listened to, I think that was last night or the day before that, he says, you're not coming home from Rico. We all know how this goes. We got a 99.7% conviction rate. You're not bailing out from Rico. So why do you think that?
The only reason the other people got out was because they weren't really connected to the other shit.
Right. Exactly. That's why everybody else is out. We're gonna hear the lawyer say that shit too, like, bro, niggas saying everybody else snitched, but they just didn't really have the charges. So, like, you know what I mean? They gotta let go, they gotta live, whatever. But I'm saying they really ain't having nothing. But loose cannon
happening all the time. Come on,
man. Whack 100 rubbing his hands like Birdman. This nigga whack 100 hands sound like 100% rain. Same people. And he's rubbing the shit, man. My son. He's talking about Brick Baby. Nah, he's not talking about 600. He's talking about Brick Baby, bro. He's talking to 600 and whack 100. Nasty work, the brother said show super champ. This is disgraceful. No, that's why he didn't get a bell when he traveled. God damn. This is when baby mothers, right, think that they baby fathers and turning things out of the set. What's going to happen is these audios is going to get your baby father hurt. They're going to get him hurt, bro. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not saying that Brick Baby is the toughest nigga on earth, but I know you're not really from LA, bro. So I mean, this may end up bad for you. This may really end up bad for you, bro. And you know, the nigga you call him Big so many enemies in there, bro. Like, what is she doing? Them niggas was just sharing the sound, playing spades and poker and It said, I say this with all respect, I've been to the federal conspiracy, so I'm writing this message from my own experiences, from what I've seen, the confidence, the co-defendant that got a bail cooperated. Did you get a bail? No, I'm fucking with you, Kyle. I'm just playing, Kyle. But did you get a bail? Did you get a bail? I don't know why they think this is okay. Bro, listen, I think that, you know, she may be doing it for a reason. You know, a woman scorned. Maybe she's mad at him. Maybe something happened between him and Brick Baby. We just seen Brick Baby saying some bad poetry jam shit. In the last video, you know, they energy changed after this bail here, right? So let's finish this. But did you get bail? Did you
Nigga said, Dark Jumper doing what's name? This nigga getting a check by the little blood nigga. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, like.
Salute Sharice. I'm watching Rich Travis.
I was gonna say, I'm like, hello.
I'm watching Rich Travis. This definitely is from the Trap News Network. Go follow them. They got 23,000 subs. Alright? I'm just merely reacting to some Trap News Network. Yeah! Nah, but shorty, why are you putting all this stuff out? I know it's not my business. I just want to know why. This shit don't look good. Everything y'all using is right? So this is just my question. Why are you putting this stuff out? It's to me, it's gonna hurt him and in jail, bro. You don't wanna have too many enemies in there. Big U, Brick Baby now. Who else is the enemy who's killing Goose might get out because his liability, at least he could. His liability? Because he's liability?
Liability, at least he could be. I don't think Lucy would be a liability. I think Lucy is more or less like, dumb.
Listen, man, this is an old photo. So why put it back?
They thought this was their ace in the hole, which is not good.
Yeah, JD said, I don't know why she's doing shit fast to your access. You don't really put it.
Right.
You don't really put it.
Oh, right.
You gotta be better than
Too bad. I think you did it. What the word you act like you did it. What the not in the tail. This shit way out.
the fact these fools thought they was finna get bailed shows me how dumb and green they really are. Well, Loose Cannon knows how it goes. In the first part of this video, he said, you're not about to bail out from the feds. You're not about to do that shit. So I don't know why he was so hopeful. Right? And then still, this is still painting this nigga out to be not a good guy. This audio is painting him out to be not a good guy. It's painting him out to be not loyal to Brick Baby, which you should not do right now. Brick Baby is a damn fiend. He's liable to do anything in jail.
He wanted to get out. He's like, what do I have to do to get out?
Hey, come on, man. Nasty word, man. The feds do get bailed though. From this is, I'm reiterating what Loose Cannon said. The first part of this, the first intro part of the first part of the video that we reacted to yesterday, he started off by saying, nobody gets a bail going into the feds. You know how this goes. Nobody gets a bail. They got a 99.7, whatever conviction rate. So I'm saying, if he says that,
you know, he's probably very much misinformed. on his call or the way he's taking the bill and throwing out old content that she thinks is going to help the situation. Which it might, listen, I may be dumb. It may help the situation. I don't know. The way I feel like this is not helping the situation, and somebody else I feel like it's not helping the situation either, is lawyers and other people which we don't get to.
Oh, you got the kids to go? Yeah, because we're alone, but 600 got the police. Where the nigga telling me about telling on me? Listen, what? Cuz got
loose cannon. Loose cannon is getting the 600.
I told you who it is. First of all, I told you who it was. Now, you can't just listen. Damn, you can't discredit another guy because that's his boy. You know what I'm saying? They can call me and tell me that. And that's cool too.
So, Loose Cannon was trying to get 6 to expose. He seems to have some sort of recording from somebody who said they was locked up because of Biggie. So he was trying to get the nigga to expose Biggie. I don't know why they acting stupid, but like I said, whatever the situation is, this is not gonna help Loose Cannon, bro. This is gonna be the opposite. Wack is playing them like little preschool kids on my soul. It's only a matter of time, bro. It's only a matter of time, bro. Nothing lasts forever, I'll tell you that. Nigga, China is going out like a whore.
And we're going to keep it above, right? Niggas do internet trolling stuff all day. I don't even be on the internet. Niggas send me something as 11:20 or whatever like that. I'm like, oh, damn, my name is in this. Let me call. You get what I'm saying? So I'll call or whatever, just straighten it out or whatever. And a nigga saying, like, I made this shit up. How the fuck I made this shit up when the nigga's birthday told you this shit 3 weeks before this shit happened? How can somebody make that shit up?
It's crazy. It's crazy because these guys are all incarcerated. Right. So whatever outcome you think is going to happen because you put this content, this organ out, it's probably going to be the opposite of what you think, Street. It's probably, it's more likely going to be the opposite. I can't see this going to be somebody said that TV might say the only thing that'll help Bruce Cannon right now is snitching. That right there may actually Bruce Cannon is snitching. Everybody. He is exposed. Everybody. And it's crazy because he in jail right now. These are not good for the whole conversation. He's one of them. How long is he going to sit on this information? And now that he has this information, he's leaking it out. What's his intention now that he's in incarceration and all this information he's now putting out into the universe? locked up and make him cold. He's been trying to separate himself from every that he fucking called. Everything that his baby mama puts out. He's doing nothing but hurting his kids. She's putting out things to separate him from Brick Baby, and Brick Baby is like, that saved him from nice county ass, federal ass. This is terrible. Once I say something, that's what it is. You heard me say, once he says something, that's what it is. So everything you said on the internet, please, like, bro, all this entertainment shit. I know white man trying to run with the entertainment, they trying to use podcasts and entertainment. I know, bro. I know y'all go on that hill and lay down and sunbathe on that hill, champ. But I have to hold the line. I've got to hold the line. That nigga's got to get up, champ. You can't lay down on the hill. It's not just entertainment. Niggas really like that. Niggas really like that. You see him use kind of life, you see him you see, bro. Look at this shit. She may not believe that this is hurting his case, but I have somebody that's going to tell her exactly why it's hurting his case. Just one moment. Let's finish this and we're going to go into the lawyers talking about how these phone calls and content is messing up this case.
Period. So if the nigga said, I said something, I would say, I said it. And that's it. It ain't gonna be nothing else. It ain't gonna be no backtracking. It ain't gonna be on video on Instagram and YouTube videos and all that. Or this candidate tripping and he's going against the ground. Nah, nigga, you the one that said it. And when you said it, you told 600 that. It is so happy.
Welcome to the show. I already think they packed Lucy out. They did. This is why she's putting this content on. Right. Loose Cannon got beat up. Period. I believe that's what happened. We haven't heard no audio from Loose Cannon calling since bail. Right? Alright. We just heard audio from Brick Baby, the first video. Y'all missed it. Y'all can want to go back to the beginning. Brick Baby's doing some Def Poetry Jam shit, but at least he's calling. He sounds like he's in decent spirits. Loose Cannon we haven't heard from since before Wednesday. It's been almost a week and we haven't heard from Loose Cannon. But she's putting these clips out in a female, feminine way. I feel like she's trying to backbite the Frank of Brick Baby. Backbite Frank. Who's not going to tell? He's already telling. This is what you're not understanding. Everything that he said on these podcasts, all these shits that he's being put out, he's been telling already.
You said something, and you said the same exact shit on the phone. I'm gonna get off the line because
her, nigga. Now, after all that, is Loose Cannon is him putting out these videos of allegedly having information of Brick Baby being snitched while Brick Baby is in jail. That's talent. Shaquan said those audios are old. This is why we have the show we're watching. Thank you for tuning in late. We've already said these audios are old. The question is, why is it these cameras being more putting out these audios now? Why Brick Baby and Loose Cannon, the last thing we heard, was having, they was picking days together, niggas was playing hopscotch, basketball, playing 2K together in there, niggas was making sandwiches. Niggas was splitting sandwiches in half and all types of shit. Now, all of a sudden, you know what I mean? This audio comes out of Loose Cannon claiming that Brick Baby is a snitch. Yes, they said that he's going off for 600, but if he's going off for 600 about talking to Brick Baby and he's saying Brick Baby is a snitch, or I see something with spit in his face and all that shit. That's the question. Feel me? Because Sharice Mills been along for the ride for a long time. See, the one thing about Sharice Mills is she doesn't take no accountability for that shit. She followed around and Loose Cannon chase of clout. She followed around, excuse me, she followed around and Loose Cannon chase for clout. And now that Loose Cannon is locked up, right? She doesn't know how to take any accountability. She was there when he mentioned the Biggie phone call about Nipsey. She was sitting right across from him when he mentioned the robbery. She was there when he mentioned he did. She was there on these phone calls. She was there, Jay. You gotta have some sort of accountability when you're chasing that goddamn quality max, man. You gotta understand what it's there for. But you know what? Somebody gotta make you take accountability for the cream cheese, the double cream cheese. I think this is a spinach and chive cream cheese that we have. Next to the all-American cream cheese and Adam 22, they're going to discuss how you can read the goddamn title. Alright? Or if it's Mo Gang Act. Or if it's wise for Brick and Loose Cannon to go on podcast while in prison. So if it's wise for them to put up the while they're in jail. Now, you know, the more intelligent babies like me and all the people you guys see here at the public social job, we already know it's not smart for these guys to do any type of talking while but we're gonna let the cream cheese listen of goddamn Full House. We're gonna listen to my nigga Uncle Jesse Casabalas and my nigga Adam 22, the cream cheeses, the raw cheeses, talk about why these babies are being dumped out, incarcerated, and still talking over the phone. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 10,000. Please, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Please to everybody that does subscribe.
conversations about this
hate that behind the back,
he's been
bro.
essentially like calling into every possible podcast, including multiple times on No Jumper, basically talking about whatever.
I want to switch that shit, but I don't know. I can't fuck. Oh my god, bro. I'm about to go in the lab right quick, bro. Hold on, let me cut this other string off, bro. Oh man.